Hello, everybody. Excuse me, I can't talk. Hello, everybody. How's it going? Hey, Crash Test. Hey, Night Sky. Say Clockwork. Ixion is basically Frostpunk in Space Crash Test. We're gonna start a new game. I was gonna skip ahead a little bit. It didn't. I think it did subconsciously, Neil. Hi, by the way. All right, Clockwork. No worries. Thanks for dropping by. Hey, Mishaps. Hello, everybody. Thanks for dropping in. It's good to see you all. It's basically Frostpunk in space, essentially. For some reason, we have a really badly made space station that we have to get humanity through. Your promise first, Dr. Doctor, and here I am. And there I be. So let's get it started. There's a cool little cutscene as it starts. I'm not going to skip any of it. I have been obsessing, like absolutely obsessing, over layouts for this game for the last 2 weeks. And I think I found some pretty good layouts. There's a guy on the stream, on the Steam community, who has a guide. I just want to give him credit. It's a guy called Kporal, and I'm going to copy his prologue layout because it's much better than mine. And yeah, we're going to go from there. But let's get it started. Get the cutscene going. The opening cutscene is really cool, so I'm going to mute my mic and let's kick off. There's no difficulty settings. You just click new game and the game starts. So here we go. Well, I say here we go. There's actually a little bit of a loading screen. How is everybody doing? I hope you're doing well. I'm doing well. I'm having a good day. Went for a big walk. It's nice and sunny. Not as badly hungover as I thought I was going to be. Had a big party for my D&D party last night. Party for my D&D party. We all got together and had some drinks. It was nice. Played some board games. Okay, here we go. Opening cutscene. I'll leave you to it. Actually, I might filter in some of my commentary as it goes. So it's 2049.
Launch control, we have typing clearance for shuttle launch. Initiate Stanford protocol.
Clean procedures, check. Guidance go. Batista safety protocol, check.
Launch control to EMB Charon. All systems are go.
I find it very interesting the ship you fly to the station is called the Charon. They put some foreshadowing there. We're taking a trip into hell. Or the underworld, I guess. I love radio in games. I'm crazy for it. I think it's one of the reasons I've liked Wingman so much. It's the shuttle is called Charon, which I think is even more ominous, Clockwork. Can you not hear the voices? There's so many mythological references. It'd be really interesting to research them. I wonder if they built it underground because it's secret. Exactly, Clockwork. So this is our station, the T-Con. Sorry, Tycoon. I think this is a fantastic intro. It really sets the scene. It's very hopeful. The music's very uplifting, and then it's so tonally different from the rest of the game. I really like the juxtaposition. Look at me getting all analytical. What's going on with me today?
Welcome on board, passengers.
So this is basically us, the director, boarding the station. Yeah, me too, Ryan.
Shuttle EMV Charon is now docked. Sector 1 empowered and pressurized. 1G decontamination protocol online. Disembarkation authorized. Message to crew members. Welcome on board the Tycoon.
Yeah, let's be relatively spoiler-free. I've only actually played up to the 3rd jump.
Engineering Corporation. You will soon be given your assignments, but until then, please continue to wait near the docking bay. We hope you have a productive voyage, and would like to thank you for your contribution towards humanity's future. Administrator, I am Eden.
Okay, I've just paused the game for a second to give you all a backstory. The Tycoon is it's an old station that they've built. They're going to test a faster-than-light jump engine on in preparation for humanity going out into space and colonizing more planets. That's really all we need to say right now. It's a private company called Dolus. Yeah. What else? What else is there to say? I'm going to try not to interrupt the Tycoon means healing of the world. Thank you, Clocker. That's really interesting to know. I'm going to try not to interrupt the NPCs too much because they don't have that many voice lines and they're pretty good. I'll just let this play out.
The personal assistant installed on board the Tycoon. In accordance with the Munchie Protocol, I have been designed to take into consideration your complete psychological profile so that I may more accurately respond to any needs you may have. My primary purpose is to ensure the Tycoon's automated systems function efficiently. I will keep track of the tasks that are necessary for you to fulfill your prerogative of reaching Proxima Centauri and carrying out field research, mining operations, manufacturing protocols, and Dolos colonization tests.
I was letting her talk out. So they're not slums crash test. They're actually equipment stores. It's just building materials. We look in. These are all alloys, which are important for building. We also have some polymers here. We need to get that all set up. The first thing we need to do is clear out all the construction materials so we can build our own thing. If you look in the bottom left, you can see that the station is made of 6 segments. This is Sector 1. As time goes by, we can unlock more sections of the station to build out all of our people. One thing that's really quite cool is the components you build in the outer hull are actually visible in the outer hull. So this is our docking bay. If I can zoom back in, that is that docking bay there on the outer hull. And if I build like an EVA station, you'll see that as well. Dolus is a spirit of trickery, apparently. Totally the good guys, yeah. Okay, the first thing we need to do is we need to clear all this stuff down. So I'm going to build, first of all, a workshop. That is our builder unit. We're just going to build one of those. And I'm going to build a couple of stockpiles. I need one for alloys. I need one for food. I'm going to have to move some stuff around here. And I'm just going to connect all this stuff up. And what I'm going to start with is things we can build right now. Workshops, stockpiles. I can build another docking bay if I want to. I can build a tech lab, which is really important to get up and running pretty soon. And I can build crew quarters and an infirmary. I'm going to put my tech lab, whoops, all the way over here in this corner, just to try and fit things in. Fitting things in is like the biggest part of this game. Layout is super important, and everything is an awkward shape and size. There's no standardization to anything, and it's really frustrating. Correct, crash test. They've just delivered the stuff onto the station. The station is the warehouse. They've just put stuff on the station for us. We currently have 85 crew, and we have no way to feed them right now. So I've got one stockpile for alloys. Need to get a food stockpile, I need to get a polymer stockpile. Let's unpause the game and get started with building. And we'll just get the next transmission playing while this kicks off. Listen to how hopeful the music is. Also, this guy's eating chips.
Administrator, I wanted to introduce you to your first tasks personally. I'm Dolos' cryonics lead, Marduk council member Giovanni Battista. So, let's see. Your first objective will be to begin setting up essential infrastructure aboard the Tycoon, meeting the environmental conditions that are required to support your crew. Having laid these foundations, you will then oversee the installation of the Vol engine and perform a short test jump to Proxima Centauri. Upon arrival, your research teams will carry out a brief survey of local space, gather a few rock and coal dust samples, fire up the colonization protocol, begin building the foundations for mankind's future, yada yada yada. And then, you'll come back. Now, in order to achieve this, you'll need to familiarize yourself with the Tycoon's core functions. It's no big deal. There's the production, stockpiling and distribution of resources, construction, balancing of power output with allocation.
I'm just letting Batista talk.
And space exploration, you know, sending out expeditions and all that. Basically, everything needed to establish scientific advancement and harmonious autonomy on board the Tycoon following the first test of its Vol engine. Eden's gonna display and keep track of your main objectives. Oh, and Administrator, don't let the position go to your head. Veneer has insisted to center Dolos' focus on the Tycoon. But this mission is
Sorry, I'm just turning him up a little bit.
just in preparation for our next project.
Ah, sorry.
Agris. The Marduk Council worked damn hard to pull this mission together ahead of schedule. So, toe the line, do as you're told, and bring the Tycoon back in one piece. Leave the grand gestures and saving of mankind from ecosystemic destruction to us, okay? One last word of advice. We don't all think like Veneer Dolos. As of yet, no human law has been officially established amongst the stars. That sounds like an opportunity knocking to me.
I'll explain what I'm doing in a sec. Okay, so these stockpiles can hold 100 of each material. You have to assign a specific material to be in the stockpile. Each stockpile has 5 workers that will go and pick up goods, deliver them to the stockpile, and then deliver them to construction sites. I've set up 2 ally stockpiles, which gives me 10 workers to pick stuff up, and a food stockpile. I'm also building... these are just crew quarters. They house 15 crew. They are super terrible. The description is houses up to 15 crew members in limited quality accommodation. But we need to house our crew somewhere. Getting this upgraded will be a priority. What I'm trying to do at the moment is I want to get all of the alloys that are just lying around on the deck into stockpiles so they're not taking up space on the deck, which is very frustrating. That's our main focus at the moment. Marduk was the patron god of Babylon, the Marduk Council. So the Marduk Council is, I believe, the working council for the company. And Protagoras was a philosopher, not to be confused with Pythagoras. One of the most important things to bear in mind is your connections to... Oh, hang on, we got the next...
established a connection.
The next bit of plot's coming.
With lead data scientist Emma Klein.
Administrator, Mr. Dolos has made it abundantly clear when it comes to security. Given the importance of the Tycoon, we must have full control over what is happening inside the station. My name is Emma Klein, Dolos' lead data scientist and member of the Marduk Council. My department have just completed final synchronization between Eden
Hey,
and our
Lars.
data treatment tool, the DLS. The DLS, or Data Listening System, is capable of scanning, recording, and parsing exchanges of any kind. The DLS programming that is a part of Eden will filter all data collected and bring to your attention only the most relevant information. It will also provide you with a condensed overview of any situations that may arise and formulate potential future outcomes. It will permit you to give direct orders without having to go through additional unnecessary paperwork. Eden will then take care of everything via their DLS accreditation.
So I'm going to pause here for a second to point out some interesting stuff that's come up. First of all, I don't know if you caught it, but Batista made a point to say that there are no laws in space. It's essentially uncharted territory. There's no law that says you have to treat people in a certain way. He's basically encouraging the player to think of people as not people. Now we have Emma Klein here talking about the fact that I don't need to worry about paperwork or any ramifications for making decisions that affect the lives of the people on the station. And she's also implying that they are monitored 100% of the time, and that they've got an expert system that will suggest to me the best way to deal with situations that rise up. So they're already dehumanizing the people that you're going to be bringing into the station. It's very interesting. Also, thank you for that as well, Mishaps. Protagoras was apparently agnostic-ish, favored practical law over divine justice and such. Mostly focused on rhetoric and argumentative theory.
In the case with tools produced by my department, I think you'll find that once you start using the DLS, you'll never be able to do without it. Oh, and before I let you go ahead and start writing history, Dr. Munchie, our lead medical expert, wanted me to bring to your attention a possible side effect of vol jumping. Whilst there's a correlation between prolonged space travel and the development of early onset dementia, he believes that a vol jump has the potential to accelerate this process, although this is yet to be proven. His recommendation...
So here's another thing. The technology that we're going to be using to jump apparently brings on early onset dementia. And we're preparing to deal with members of our crew who get early onset dementia. So that's another issue with the technology that we're using.
Is for you to immediately send any crew members that are exhibiting uncharacteristic or symptomatic behavior to an infirmary. as these facilities are equipped to treat the mind as well as the body. Remember that all of your actions and choices are being reported by Eden. We are not affiliated with any national or even international organization. The only people that you are answerable to are those of us who sit on the Marduk Council, who represent the collective interests and ambitions of the company.
Again, they're pushing that thing. You don't answer to anybody. There's no law that applies to you. The only people you need to keep happy are the council. It is an in-law reason, but it's also interesting and the ramifications of DLS TRM. Also, hey, I need to get a get some food sorted for everybody. So we get events that you need to complete to help your crew out. Here's our first event. Administrator, Tycoon crew members are currently unable to access food supplies. Noyokun protocols direct the construction of a mess hall. This building is designed to distribute food from our stockpiles to the crew. Guaranteeing access to food supplies will reaffirm your competency as the administrator. When things go bad, the most important thing I need to do is keep the crew on side. Now, what I did previously was I didn't build this building until right at the end, but I think people actually may have problems, so I'm just going to build it. It doesn't actually cause us too many problems in the prologue. Purify him. So hang on. Ixion in Greek legends, son either of the god Ares or Phlegas, king of the Lapids in Thessaly. He murdered his father-in-law and could find no one to purify him until Zeus did so and made him as a guest to Olympus. Ixion abused his pardon by trying to seduce Zeus's wife Hera. Oh, Ixion, you idiot. Zeus substituted for her a cloud, by which Ixion, the father became the father of Centaurus, who fathered the Centaurs by the mares of Mount Pelion. Oh god. Zeus, to punish him, bound him in a fiery wheel, which rolled unceasingly through the air, or according to more combination in the underworld. It's space Frostpunk, yeah. That's really interesting, nice guys. So this building here is a mess hall. We need to make sure there's enough food for all of our people every 5 cycles. A cycle is a day. And each one food will feed 10 members of the population. At the moment, my single work unit is a little bit overwhelmed. Things are going really slowly right now, but they will speed up. One thing we also have to really keep an eye on is how much power we have available. Yeah, I like mishaps, the way you've condensed that. Ixion murdered a guy, got pardoned by Zeus, decided to seduce Zeus's wife, they got nailed to a flaming wheel and rolled through space forever.
Incoming transmission from Marduk
Okay,
Council member.
here's our next bit of plot. I like this guy.
Bonjour, Administrator. What a wonderful day to embrace our fate, don't you think? I'm Henri Barjaville, writer, philosopher, lobbyist, but most of all member of the Marduk Council. I have taken the liberty of personally arranging an exchange out of courtesy with the Oceanabe, a ship in high orbit belonging to one of our commercial allies, the Ashton Guys. Even so, they are a small organization.
That's a great observation, Clockwork. The station is a burning ring. Especially when you see it full jump. Very much sticking with that Ixion imagery. And don't worry, we're doing more stuff out of the ship later.
Partners who share the same
In fact, we should build some ships.
moralistic and spiritual outlook as we do. The Oceanabe will provide us with a source of food whilst carrying out the Tycoon's initial testing. By making it the first exclusive trade partner of the Tycoon, we will demonstrate to our long-term allies that Dolos wishes for them to share in our successes. Please assign a cargo ship so that we can check the trade routines. Administrator, trust in genetic connectors.
Okay, he's saying something here that gets repeated over and over again by the NPCs. Trust in genetic connectors, self-similar space will reveal the pattern. Keep your just watch out for that phrase.
Self-similar space will reveal the pattern.
I'm just letting my worker unit build roads before I put down any more. Okay, so the next thing I can do now is I'm building a science ship so I can start exploring the solar system, which is a really big component of the game. And I'm strategically clearing away the alloys so that I can get to where I want to build my tech lab. You can't demolish these, you've got to clear out the debris first. Is that what the ship, did we get a ship called Christmas? Or is that happening? Was that in the menu? So yeah, I'm building Calypso and Santa's sleigh. Maybe it is a Christmas thing. So yeah, I'm building a science vessel and a cargo ship. They take polymers to build. And actually, some of our crew will board the ship as well. Okay, we need to clear all of these. Because our workshops because our stockpiles can only hold 100 resources, I'm being very careful when I'm going. Because this is an innate tendency of things to reinforce itself. Or not reinforce necessarily, but become more what it is. So to keep going crazy down whatever rabbit hole you start, which sounds very much like the plot of this game. Okay, we can now start building our tech lab. Roads are extremely important in this game, and what I wanted to mention before is if you look here on the right hand side of the screen, these little arrows, these are connections to the next sector. You need to make sure you have a road to connect to the next sector, or you won't be able to actually move anything around. It's really important. Yeah, it's because you have to ship goods between places. Possibly clockwork. It's very curious. Order 66 kind of thing, yeah. Maybe it's something they've implanted, who knows? Okay, we can start clearing out all this stuff. So we're just clearing stuff up. I'm gonna prioritize this, but I'm also going to build a, once it's ready, I'm gonna build an infirmary here. You notice that things cost a lot of alloy. Like that infirmary is 40 alloy, the tech lab is 75 alloy. So requirements on resources is quite high, and when you can only shift 5 at a time with one stockpile, it takes a long time to build stuff. Okay, our science vessel is built. We can't use the cargo ship to ship stuff, unfortunately, no, but we can eventually build internal trains. Let's send our science ship to the moon because there's an event at the moon. In mathematics, a self-similar object is exactly or approximately similar to a part of itself. So I wonder how that applies here.
A science ship has arrived at its destination.
My plan is to have one major road across the whole sector from east to west so that any transport I do across the sector is facilitated as easily as possible. Okay, we can probably afford... I want to get rid of... this is the area I want to clear... no, I want to clear this area out because that's where I want to put my EVA bay. At a guess, genetic consensus kinetis implies that your crew have been chosen for specific heritable traits, and those traits are meant to be reinforced over generations. But bet those traits are going to be great. We'll see. We'll see. We only have 80 odd people in the queue, so our crew, our population is going down because what is happening is people are boarding ships. So now that we've built Santa's sleigh, the cargo vessel, I can now give it orders. So these are all the different resources in the game, and I can tell it what it's to pick up. We're going to use Santa's sleigh at the moment just to pick up finished materials. So I'm going to order it to pick up alloys, polymers, electronics, processed food, and crew members and cryotubes are what it's going to pick up. Yeah, how could a totalitarian corporation create anything but awesome traits? And now you'll see this ship is delivering the food from... There's another ship in orbit close by. That Batista was talking about, the Ushinabi, this guy here, and they're delivering food to us, so we're just picking the food up from them while we get everything else built. Right, I can clear up this now, we don't need this here anymore. And because we can do that, I'm going to move my metal, my alloy, to here, and we're going to deactivate this to move it over. And then we're going to just keep cleaning up this area here. Yeah, people are definitely a resource in this game. Okay, we've got all these tutorials. I'm just going to get rid of the pop-ups for them. I've gone through all of these tutorials before. Also, I'm working really hard to try and get this sector as tightly packed as possible. So that's why I'm taking my time with building things, because I need to clear the area out to put them in. Alright, our tech lab is on the way. We should have already arrived at the moon. Yeah, we can start doing the moon. So, Summer of Intelligence on the abandoned base. The base... Oh, sorry, there's an abandoned base on the moon. I forgot to give you that text box. The base out of commission, auxiliary systems are operational and can be used to restore power. Transmission from the Calypso team. We have reached the UN base. It is abandoned, anti-pressurized. The surveillance system is still operational, awaiting orders. So apparently we know a security vulnerability. Hacking into the surveillance system, the Calypso team will access the base's central systems and retrieve any confidential data. Or we can just dismantle the base for resources. We're going to exploit the security vulnerability because there's some stuff we can get for that. Make this the next high priority item. Why would they be saying that to me is, I don't know. It's very interesting. Also, the music in this game is fantastic. Right, once the tech lab's built, we need to get an EVA bay built. Okay, tech lab's up and running. Here is the tech tree. You unlock later parts of the tech tree by researching everything on this layer. You don't need to research something to get to the next level. Every single thing in here has multiple subtexts to research. So you can go deep or you can go wide, basically. But the most important thing we need right now is an EVA airlock. Because we need more power, and the only way to build power is to add solar panels to the ship, and the only way to do that is to send people out on EVA to build them. We're now going to complain in the sector that there's no health building, so we need to get that built. I've got the infirmary here queued for building. This road is useless, but we need a road here. Oh, we can clear this road here as well. It's useless too.
A science ship team has completed a task.
Okay. Transmission from the Calypso team. We hacked into the main computer system as you ordered to retrieve several relevant research papers and data sets. Just to point out to everybody, again, keeping an eye on what's going on here, we've just sent a team to the moon, and they have broken into an abandoned UN moon base. So the UN are at least at some point were active. They had a base on the moon, and we not only broke into it, but we know of vulnerabilities in their security system that we took advantage of to get this data. So there's a lot of storytelling going on in the background here. Now I get the option to dismantle the base. Yeah, exactly, Clocker. The phrase does need to have some significance. Roads are free. They just take time to build. Thank goodness roads are free. Okay, we're now built. So we've got this. This is transferring over. I'll start clearing out the big stuff over here once that's done. I'm going to move my maintenance facility to here once the infirmary is built. We're going to build houses all the way up this side to just house everybody we're going to be working with. I might as well just get that all queued up. Because, well, actually, no, I want to... How long do we have? Oh, we haven't got any science yet. So even though we have a tech center, we're not actually doing any research yet, because you need to use the science resource to research. And on its own, the tech lab produces one science every 30 days, which is really slow. There's a lot of tracks in this that remind me of a lot of games. The UN does still exist, Clockwork. The UN are very important in this universe. And the story of the game as well. They're very important. Alright, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to queue up some more houses. Oh, I just placed that in the wrong place. So each of these holds 15 people. I'll show you how bad the conditions are. This is where we're building, this is what we're putting our people in. They're just like really cramped apartment blocks. This one has a plant, which is nice. But they don't look particularly comfortable to live in. It's very slum-like, as Crash Test pointed out earlier with the other buildings. We can make them better houses. Also, strange semester long-term reinforcement in a drive test where you pop over to Proxima, test some stuff, and come right back. Exactly. No time for genetic kinetics in your month-long mission or whatever. You're calling BS on the drive test? Well, we're going to get there pretty soon, and we'll see what you think when we do the drive test. I'm just going to slap down another 6 houses here. So we've managed to pack. I really like this layout. Again, it's from, I'll link the description to their guide. I'll put a link to their guide into the video description when I'm done. But I'm using their layout for the prologue because of all the layouts I've tried, I found theirs, and it's just much better than mine. Okay, so the base has been dismantled. Although most equipment was damaged, we were able to prepare some useful resources for extractions. We've got 30 alloys and 90 science. So we now need to leave the science vessel here to collect the science. We have two more resource things. There's one at Mars. The UN has established a facility on Mars. Its crew are currently lacking the materials required to repair a critical fault in their oxygen supply system. They have submitted an official request to Dolos for aid, so we can go and help them. And we also, at Saturn, a signature trace from an EKP. That's the drive that we use. That's the EKP is a what's the word? A proprietary drive technology that Dolos have created themselves. It's their drive that is not publicly available. Has been detected near Saturn. EKP technology is the exclusive property of Dolos, but records indicate the company has not deployed any missions to this sector. The signature will soon enter the atmosphere of Saturn. So something's going on at Saturn. Someone's using our technology. We can go and investigate that as well. Curious, are we following something? Well, we'll see. What we're mainly waiting on right now is for the EVA module to be built. That's our next major step. And I'm just building these houses. These are way more houses than I need right now, but I'm just future-proofing. All we know about Dolos and the UN right now is that Dolos is a private company and the UN is still the UN. We have raided a UN base, and we've been asked by the UN to help out a team on Mars. That's all we know. EKP is sublight, yes, but very efficient. Vol is the FTL drive, correct. So not only, by the way, we can also move our space station. I can order the space station to move to any point of interest in the solar system. And we will be moving the space station around in later chapters. We don't need to do that in chapter 1. One of the biggest problems with moving the station is it powers down all of your buildings unless you have batteries, which means people don't get fed, food doesn't get produced, resources don't get produced, nothing gets moved around. So you really want to be careful about moving until you've got the right resources to do it. Let's just clear this tutorial. Yeah, we're not very far in the future at all. I can fix that road now. I'm going to move, once we finish this building, actually I'm just going to move it now. I'm going to move the maintenance facility. If you delete your last maintenance facility, you can build a new one for free instantly, so I'm just going to do that. So I want to free up this side of the base, and I'm going to build a road out here. Alright, we've almost got the EVA researched. So, like the docking bay, the EVA facility has to be built against the hull of the ship. But this sign that says Sector 1 blocks that building. If I show you, if I go into space now, select EVA airlock, I can't build it up against the sign, even if it doesn't let me build it. So I'm going to pop it down here. This is a pretty big structure, but this allows us to perform EVA missions, which are super important to the life of our station. I'm also going to get rid of, I can't get rid of that road yet. And I'm just going to mark this as high priority. This game loves deep names, oh yeah. So we picked up all the science yet? I always miss that. No, 10 science left. You can see if we zoom in on the EVA airlock, even though it's not built yet, you can see all the little EVA units that the crew will use to repair the hull and do missions outside. They look like really cool little deep sea subs. Proper big bulky EVA units. Very heavy industry feel to everything.
Incoming transmission from Dolus's head of medicine, Dr. Abhinav Munshi.
Okay, we've got some more plot. Here we go. I'm going to send this ship over to Mars in the meantime. Look how fast it's going to take to get to Mars.
Greetings, Administrator. I'm Dr. Abhinav Munshi.
Hey, Will, how's it going?
Dolo's expert in compartmentalism and medicine, and a member of the Marduk Council. I'm glad to finally meet you.
Okay, I'm going to pause him to fill Will in. We've just started the game. Oh, we've been investigating the names, and I'm just building up our first sector. Evil Corporation is setting up a station to test an engine. We've been put in charge of the station to test the engine. We're getting everything ready for the engine test to be completed. The UN are involved, and we are not allied with the UN, but we're kind of helping them, we're kind of not. Anyway.
In this digital manner, your psychological test results were quite impressive. My friend and colleague, Philip Stanford, couldn't be here today, so I will take the role of introducing you to the final stages of the whole engine integration.
Hang on, we had a power outage. I was going to turn some of these off.
Before we get into that, however, we would like you to complete the testing station's exploration and enhancement capabilities.
Oh, don't worry, the owner of this corporation is going to talk to us soon.
Researching the EVA airlock and assess its compatibility with the Tycoon's core systems.
This is why I'm building the EVA airlock, is to get more power.
Will ensure that you're equipped to deal with most situations you encounter up there. Before I leave you, Stanford would like me to remind you that space is a far less fanciful and forgiving environment than science fiction would have us believe. It would be wise to remember that.
There's another really interesting bit of phrasing from the NPCs. Stanford would like me to remind you that space is a far less fanciful and forgiving environment than science fiction would have us believe. Yes, they can. They can strike. They can strike, and if they mutiny, you lose the game. That's one of the failure states, is mutiny. So let me just... I need to free up some... We're actually researching anything right now. I'm going to turn this off, because we need to power this as soon as it's built. And also, we're going to research insect farms next, which raises insects, which is our first food production facility. Actually, we can have this turned on until this is complete. Normally, if you have a power outage like I just had, during normal gameplay, that actually makes the crew hate you. But in the intro, they don't mind a power outage, because you're still learning the game. Okay, we're going to turn this off, so we can get this powered. Oh, actually, we've got time, because it needs to be built. Alright, how are we doing with Mars?
Administrator, due to insufficient levels of electricity generation, Sector 1's power
Exactly,
plant
mishaps.
has overloaded. Stanford routines recommend that you construct an external solar panel to boost overall electrical output.
Alright. So we now need to power the thing. Yeah, go to space, eat bugs. If you don't diversify your people's diets pretty quickly in this game, it can cause big problems.
A science ship has arrived at
Okay.
its destination.
Our ship's arrived at Mars. The UN has established a facility on Mars. Its crew are lacking materials to repair critical oxygen supply. So we can repair the fault in exchange for resources, or we can repair the fault in exchange for research data. This is going to cost us polymers, which are slightly harder to get hold of resource than alloys, but the research data is integral to getting through the game. So we're actually going to do this. I actually need to assign a cargo ship to bring the supplies over. So we're going to pick Santa's sleigh. I'm going to say, yep, take 10 alloys and 10 polymer to Mars. And if we jump back into the ship really quickly, if I close this window, you can actually see that the cargo ship will dock here in a second and pick up the stuff. There's an interesting parallel between space and hell here. Ixion was hurtling through hell. The shuttle was called Charon. Ferryman to hell. And yeah, exactly. There's some really interesting stuff going on in this game. Hey, Crate, how's it going? So you can see that the cargo ship's just flown in. It's going to pick up the supplies. You can actually see it load up as well. The crates fill up in its underbelly. And now it's launching. And if we switch to the solar system view, but I don't think we can see it fly out of the cargo bay, unfortunately. Oh, so you can see the EVA airlock being built on the exterior hull. But if we check the solar system view, you can see the cargo ship is now on its way to Mars. Let's just check. Okay, the EVA airlock is almost done. That's a big moment for us when that's done. And we're slowly getting rid of the rest of the dumped stuff that's here. I'm going to speed up time a little bit, just while this gets finished. Alright, I'm just going to turn this off to make sure I don't miss the trigger. That was tight. I was just on time with that. Okay, so now I can order some external construction. And what we're going to do is we're going to build 2 sets of solar panels. So they actually get mounted on the hull, and you can see there's a lot of solar panels to build. They start off very cheap, and they get very expensive. Each of these costs 10 polymer and adds 40 power. And so I can afford 2 solar panels right now. And once we get them built, we'll have a lot more power to play with. That's a good point as well, Mishaps, yeah. Oh, thanks. I'm glad you're enjoying Phantom Brigade. I need to get another episode out. I'm trying to avoid getting burnt out on Phantom Brigade, but I think I'm ready to record some more this weekend. So we're just going to wait for this to build. When it's active, you actually see these fly out and stuff. It's quite nice. Yeah, there are different domains of Hades. That's right. You've got like Elysium. You've got... what else is there? I can't even remember Elysium right now, but I know there are. There's the fields of... Is that field? That's Elysium Fields. There's Tartarus. There's... Yeah, there's lots of different regions in Hades. Okay, cargo ship's almost at Mars. We'll just speed time up a little bit again. Elysium was the best part, I believe. The Elysium Fields. But because it was Greek, nothing is perfect. I think if you spent too much time in Elysium, you'd forget who you were. Or Erebus was the best place, sorry. Styx is probably the medium of space. Summary of intelligence Mars with the ocean supply system is prepared. The relationship between Dolus and a competitor has been improved by 42%. So we have 10 science ready for extraction, and the supply ship's on its way back. So once we picked up that science, we're going to head over to Saturn. Okay, solar panels are done. Let's turn this back on.
A new request awaits your attention.
Give me 2 seconds. I'm going to turn all these crew quarters back on just so we know what our power's sitting at. Okay, Administrator, reports are being received relating to Bargerville-Klein optimization protocols on board the Tycoon that indicate that crew members are being overworked. Although Dolus employment contracts make it clear that a high degree of flexibility is required, the situation is beginning to take its toll on morale. It would be pragmatic to deploy additional crew members or reduce the number of concurrently active workspaces. So this is one of our biggest balancing acts in this game, is we only have so many workers, and if we overwork them, they start to make mistakes. Mistakes will either put them in the sickbay for a certain amount of time after they get heal themselves after an accident, or they can die on the job. And if they die, then it's actually really bad for us. So I'm going to actually ask for additional staff. So they're going to send us 20 more staff. Oh, cool. I've loved playing Phantom Brigade. Not Phantom Brigade, Project Wingman. Also Phantom Brigade, so I'm glad you're going to check it out. Yeah, Tartarus is quite hell-like. Let's close this. Is the game currently paused? I'm going to just clear these tutorials. You can specialize sectors, which is something I'm going to try and do in this playthrough. It's quite hard to realize the first time you play the game that you can do it. But now we have tons of power, and if we check the external view of the Tycoon, those solar panels we build are actually showing on the hull, which is nice. Oh, I'm also just going to turn on automatic hull repair, just so I don't forget to do that later. Alright, we're making good progress. We need to get... oh, we've actually got insect farms done. Let's get the probe launcher built. And what I'm going to do is start making us self-sufficient for food. So each insect farm produces 5 food per cycle. Is it 5 food per cycle? I'll find out when it's finished building. They're not that inefficient, really. We've almost finished everything we need to do in the tutorial, and we can get on with the plot. Yeah, they threw the Titans in there. I'm going to... So, my plan is to get the new Hive Fleet campaign up and running for Christmas. That is my plan. I've been procrastinating it a lot recently, but I want to sort it out. Always run optimal work conditions. I can't do anything about that right now, but we're not actually going to get any accidents in the intro. And Santa's sleigh is currently on its way. If we check the system map, it's on its way to the Shabby to pick up the additional staff. So we're all good there. I don't know if you can hear it in the background, but there's like creaking noises of metal shifting, which would make me feel very uncomfortable if I was on this ship. We can actually already, if we want to, build a second layer of solar panels. You'll see they're up to 15 polymer, but I want to hang on to the polymer for now. How are we doing here? I forgot to tell the Calypso to head to Saturn. That's frustrating. Let's picking up the science. Let's fast forward a little bit. Here comes our new crew, being delivered by the... So now we're back to optimal conditions. We have 96 workers, and the jobs in our sector require 93. So for now, actually, we're bang on. I think we've got 99. Yeah, we need 101 workers, and we have 99, and the game gives us a little bit of leeway on that. So this sector is perfectly balanced for the amount of workers, the amount of work we have to do right now. So we're basically just waiting for this ship to get over here. Thank you, Korea. That's very nice. Yeah, it's tough to fit in. I just do what I can, really. We know nothing about Vol at all. Nothing. We're going to build the Vol drive pretty soon. In fact, can I start building it yet? I think I can. Yes, let's get the Vol drive built. So all we know is that build Vol engine requires 100 alloy. So the Vol engine, if you look at the back of the ship now, the Vol engine's going to fit in on this ring, this outer ring at the back of the station. Also, we are actually in orbit of Earth. And the view around the station reflects where we are in a system, which is pretty cool. But we'll get the Vol drive built. And we can now get rid of the second maintenance bay in a second. Stockpile, I mean. I only want to have one in this sector for now. I'm not sure. Maybe it does tunnel. You'll see how the drive works when we use it. I can't really describe it. Oh, we've got the probe launcher. Fantastic. So I'll put the probe launcher here. This is another very important resource.
A science ship has arrived at its destination.
Yeah. Oh, science ship's made it. Oh, we got a transmission.
Administrator, because of your continued successful management of the Tycoon, Dolos have authorized the dispatch of new crew members and...
Oh, sorry, I'll fix that in a second. So this is the strange EKP reading we've picked up from Saturn. We've got the choice of attempt to locate the debris in orbit, or send a team to investigate. I'm going to send a team to investigate.
Please ensure that they have suitable accommodation once you reach Proxima Centauri.
No.
Administrator, a new request awaits your attention.
Okay, before we do anything else, something really interesting happened. They're giving us another 100 crew, but they're saying we don't need to bother building them places to live until we get to Proxima Centauri. I've actually already built their accommodation, but that's just an interesting thing they've said. We also have a new event. Administrator, food supplies are dwindling. Despite claim control protocols, some crew members have become aware of this, and they're worried food will run out. Making a public commitment to increase food production would squash any silly rumors about your management skills. Pledge that there will be 3 insect farms in the Tycoon within 10 cycles. I can pledge that. So like I said, each farm produces 1 food every 1 cycle. 1 food is enough to feed 10 people, and we feed them every 5 cycles. So essentially, each farm feeds 50 people every food rotation. Oh, so we've built the Vol Drive, and once I've got this insect farm down, I'll show it to you. I have actually picked up that DLC, and I'm tempted to bring Demon Hunters back to the channel. Yeah, I've already got... So here's the Vol Drive. It's now been built. You can see the back of the station is quite different. We've got this ring here. So we have to just bring the workers on board. We need to just wait for the 100 workers to get on the ship. Which is fine, because we need a little bit of time for our team at Saturn to finish their investigation of what's going on here. We're also almost finished our probe bay. And once we've got the probe bay online, we're going to build our first probe, and we're actually going to do some probing. Because what I think a lot of people miss is there's actually a probe event in the Sol system before you jump. And it's a very interesting event. Okay, that's it's built. I'm going to put this on auto build. And they're going to build me a probe. Also, if we jump out to external view again, you can see the probe launcher on this side. It's quite hard to see. Actually, you can't see the probe launcher. Interesting. No, there's the probe launcher there. That's the probe launcher there. Not to Uranus, no. Conatus Doctrine basically states that everything's purpose is self-preservation. That's fascinating, Clockwork. Especially with what's going to occur. So we're short on food in the sector, but that's fine. As long as you feed them... If people are starving, as long as you feed them the next meat cycle, it's totally fine. So the probe launcher on the outside, it's very hard to see. It's that little circle down there. I don't know if you can see my mouse cursor. It's just down here. That's the probe launcher there. Doesn't look that exciting. And the cargo ship is just delivering workers at the moment. We've got 20 more workers to bring on board, and that will be us ready to jump. But we're gonna send a probe out first. An innate inclination of a thing to continue to exist and enhance itself. Okay, probe is complete. We jump into the system app, we can launch the probe, we get the probe scanner view, and normally you can scan a solar system to find resources. But if we bring it over here, this icon here is a point of interest detector, and there's a point of interest over here on the edge of the solar system. Well, here it is right here. Let's find out what's over there. And if we jump back inside really quickly, you can actually see the probe launch.
A science ship team has completed a task.
There's more to it, Create. Just give me a couple of minutes. A prototype rocket sent by the UN seems to use a variation of EKP. We've stripped it down and recovered schematics. So we've just found out that the UN have our EKP drive technology, which they're not supposed to have. And that's got us a little bit of science. We have to wait for this probe to make it across. Okay. 100 workers have made it on board. Let's quickly just check tech. We've unlocked all of this. I'm going to get steel mills researching. I'm going to pick up the transmission.
Administrator, the different phases of preparation, calibration, and verification were successfully completed. You must now start the full
Puppy wants in.
procedure. Dolos protocols now deem you competent to gather resources, knowledge, and test colonization routines once you reach Proxima Centauri.
I'll have to check that next time, mishaps.
Vanir Dolos, Marduk Council.
Okay, here we go. Dolos himself wants to speak to us.
Wants to talk to you.
Here we go.
Hello, Administrator. I'm glad to see that you have managed to complete your assignments in preparation for this unique moment in history. You must understand that this is not simply another chapter in humanity's story. The book of our life on Earth is over, and we stand now at its epilogue. It saddens me to think that there are many who have yet to comprehend the reality of our situation. We've endured endless cycles of war, crisis, and famine. Still, the worst is yet to come. There are others like Dolos who have prepared for this outcome, but most of our kind remain sheltered from the horror of the predicament we find ourselves in.
He's got a savior complex,
This
hasn't he?
pale ghost of civilization will wither and die, and with it, the tenets and values of the past. As we prepare to leave this system for the first time, perhaps we must decide which fragments we will pick up and take forward with us. Through Dolos, I am offering mankind an alternative means of survival. The Tycoon is a tablet upon which we will carve our new history. Do you recognize why I have done all of this? Having foreseen our fate, I became fixated on altering it. I set about fashioning the ropes and tying the knots that would bind together this magnificent ship. It is true that our time in this world is brief, but at least I can rest assured knowing that my legacy will endure for eons.
My legacy.
Farewell, Administrator. For the few who stand in the light and the many who dwell in the dark, you carry the fate of us all.
He says farewell rather than good luck. Okay, so that's him. So we've detected, while that was happening, the probe detected the point of interest that was over here. Warning. By proceeding beyond this point, you are breaching the terms of your contract with Dolos AEC. Further actions can and will result in summary dismissal. Something is out here that we're not supposed to know about. We also need to move the Tycoon to orbit of the moon. So if I select the Tycoon, select the moon, we can fly over there. Now while we're flying, well, first we get a little cutscene of the ship taking off. While we're flying, there is no power being generated in the ship. Oh, thank you so much, Will. Should I discount Neander Wallace from Blade Runner has our best interests at heart? Thank you so much. Oh my god, you really made my day. Thank you. That's amazing. So we're never supposed to come back, Crash Test. You're right. Yeah, surely this Blade Runner knockoff, he's definitely going to have our best interest at heart. Also, thank you, Crash Test, for pointing out we need another farm. I've got that under construction. So we're on the way to the moon. Also, the music's gotten interesting. Oh, that's the Streamlab's just telling me that happened. Thank you so much. I'm really embarrassed. Thank you. In a good way. Alright. Let's find out what's going on with this unauthorized access. I couldn't believe it when I found this on my second playthrough. I was like, what? There's stuff going on in the first solar system? There's nothing else I've checked. If I whack another probe out, there's nothing in the system at all. It's just this one point of interest. Okay, we're now in orbit of the moon.
A science ship has arrived at its destination.
Naomi Protocol. Create temporary easement, contact the station, Outer Hope. Opening RAT backdoor into administrative terminal. BRX and a QRZ ZK. This is a cipher that we can translate. Attempt to contact the hidden Dolos station, Outer Hope. Does anyone know the cipher? We can get that up. We can actually find out what the cipher is. Neil had it in Discord. Let me just quickly track it down because I actually wanted to do this in stream. Where was it? It's a rote 32 encoded, so I can use rote 13 to decipher it. Let's do that really quickly. Let's find out what this is saying. rote13.com. So our text is BRX NQRZ ZKDW BRX DUH JXLO WB RI exclamation mark, and it's route 32. Is that right? Is that what he said? Route 23. So if I translate, oh, this text says you know what you are guilty of. That's what it says. That's what the text is saying. The text says you know what you are guilty of. So let's engage the Naomi Protocol. Incoming transmission. Tycoon Station, this is Marduk Council member Rabia Neokund. You are not authorized to interface with Outer Hope. The purpose of this facility is to allow Dolos to continue with the development of its highly classified projects, far away from the prying eyes of our competitors and the media conglomerates of Earth. Do you not realize that the whole world is watching you at this moment, and that your presence here could jeopardize this entire operation? I will be filing an official complaint with Vanir himself, unless you can do something for me that may change my mind. A cargo ship will transport resources to Outer Hope. I can send them 30 alloys, or I can refuse the deal. I'm going to send the cargo ship. We just have to wait for that to make its transition. I'm gonna just fast forward while that's happening. I'm pretty sure the cargo ship can hold 30, which is good. Yeah, it can go to all. In the far future, Dolus is still using the worst cipher known to man. So all we're waiting for is just for this cargo ship to complete its transfer, and then we're going to jump, and then things are going to get interesting. But what if you don't? Nothing happens if you don't. You just lose out on a little bit of story. Actually lose out on some very... Oh, that reminds me. I need to build somewhere to house a rare resource.
A science ship team has completed a
Thank you, Administrator. Now leave. I will ensure that Dolos issues a public statement that rationalizes our contact here at the edge of the solar system. I'll placate Veneer for now, but you'll need to explain your actions in due course. You might have heard that we're working on the next iteration of the Tycoon, the Protagoras. The Tycoon operation must succeed if to achieve our goal of bringing humanity into a new era. Trust in genetic kinetis. Self-similar space will reveal the pattern. We've got 2 electronics, which is a new resource, and 20 polymer. And now, we can jump. Technically, I do need to order the ships back. I actually just going to wait for the cargo ship to come back just to make sure we don't lose out on these electronics. So I'm just going to fast forward until that is done, and then I'm going to jump the ship. So we now know that what they're working on at Outer Heaven is the Protagoras, which is a successor ship to the Tycoon. The code was pretty scary, wasn't it? And there's the Kinetician. Yep, that's what I said. Just keep your eyes peeled. So we're just waiting on this ship coming. Oh, so you can see all the... here it is. So it's delivered all of its resources. Are you ready for jump? It's okay, the science ship comes in automatically. Are you ready for jump? I'm going to initiate the Vol engine. Oh, hang on a second. The dog wants out before I initiate the Vol engine. 1 second.
In accordance with Ralph Stanford procedures, all ships must return to the Tycoon before Vol jump initiation.
I wish... Oh, I thought I muted my mic there. Sorry. You heard me get up and move the dog. Yeah, there's no jump ship button. Don't need to recall the clips though. See, the game does it automatically. And actually, it'll teleport back to the ship when the Vol engine is finished charging. Also, while the Vol engine is charging, our sectors are unpowered.
Vol engine ready.
You ready? I want to mute my mic for this cutscene. So, I'll see you on the other side. Also, the music here is pretty cool.
The Earth, our home, she is unique. Held in its bosom are the ingredients of evolution. Beyond raw survival, beyond the safety of comfort, we, humanity, pursue something greater. We have learnt, persevered, shaped our knowledge from that which is found in the furthest realms of science. However, humanity has brought destruction to the earth, polluted its blood, choked its breath. Today we are paying the price for this. We know the taste of a dying world. But the Earth is not to be our grave. A mother does not wish to see her children disappear with her. She wishes to see instead courage in her children, to carry on. Dolos carries this courage. We have gone further than any nation, moved faster than any corporation, hand in hand with those who, like us, carry that courage. The Tycoon Station is both an epilogue of these endeavors and a prologue to humanity's next steps. Our Council of Scientists leads the vanguard. They know, as do we all, that the survival of humanity now depends on what we glimpse out there in the dark. That we are masters of our own destiny. That we must go as a species bound together, pushing further into the unknown. We set sail on this new sea because there is hope to be found, horizons to explore, and because our very existence depends on it. I give you the stars. I give you the Vol engine.
Tycoon is an epilogue of this story and a prologue. Is the most interesting line in that little video, I think. And did you see what happened at the end?
Full jump complete. Running preliminary diagnostics. Several anomalies detected. Multiple digital security breaches found within full jump routines. Full engine critically damaged. Hull integrity compromised. Analysis confirms discrepancies between the mission clock and the apparent advanced state of the solar system. We are receiving no communication signals from Earth. Likelihood of ongoing survival stands at approximately 7.67%. Activating Marduk survival protocols.
And now we get into the game.
Mission objective established. Ensure humanity's survival by finding a habitable exoplanet. Urgent issues requiring immediate attention. Increase food production output. Restore hull integrity.
Okay. Now here's a really important thing. I'm going to pause the game. Here's a really important thing you need to understand before we start playing, because the game doesn't do a good enough point of showing it out. We are not in Proxima Centauri. We are in Sol System. There is Earth. Earth. Planet. Satellites. Error. Mean surface temperature, 83 degrees C. No signals detected. Dolus comms unresponsive. The ship jumped. There's the moon. In fact, if we switch to this view, the ship has jumped, but we've returned back to where we were. And now, time doesn't make sense. We're like in the future, not at the same time we left at. We also have no information on the solar system. The only thing we can detect is the Ushabni, which is the ship that supplied us at the start. Our sensors have detected the Ushabni. The ship is broken in two and is not transmitting any signals. Let's get to work. First things first, I'm going to order a side ship to the Ushabni. I'm going to start probing the solar system. Let's see if we can find some points of interest. There's something over here. And let's get the game on pause. We have 199 people who currently are starving.
New request awaits your attention.
Okay, we need to feed the crew. We've got some requests here as well. Administrator, the crew are asking a lot of questions about the state of Earth. Munchi behavioral algorithms predict a decrease in productivity of 22% if those questions go unanswered. As administrator of the Tycoon Station, you must find answers quickly. Commit to sending an expedition to Earth. Administrator, you may have noticed the moon has broken apart. The crew are aware, and many rumors are spreading throughout the station. You have to make an official statement. Dolus has many enemies. It's our fault. It was humanity's fate. It was our fault. Despite robust safety measures, a system failure at the exact moment of jump caused the engine to drag a part of the moon with it into self-similar space. This failure has cost humanity dearly. Our mission is now to rebuild.
The crew's trust in your leadership is falling.
Trust penalty -5%. Important note, our hull is permanently damaged from the vol jump. If we reach 0 hull integrity, we lose the game. We have to use our EVA bay to constantly repair the hull because the hull is falling apart constantly. Constantly falling apart. This is not a very good ship. It has not been built very well. It was not designed to do what we're going to do to it. I'm just going to get rid of all of this. Also, I loved watching your reactions to that cutscene. That was great. Okay, let's get on with things. We will no longer have a food issue at the next meal cycle. 200 humans is nowhere near enough to repopulate. We're going to have to find more crew. Also, when we find pods, you're going to ask me the question of why do the people in pods not tell us what's happened? The game addresses this, but much later on. People lose their memory when they're cryo-frozen. So we now have a constant drain on alloy. It takes 2 alloy to repair 29 hull points per day, and we have to constantly keep the hull repaired. We only have 9 alloy in stock right now.
The ship has arrived at its destination.
Ushinabi scan report. Our sensors have detected the phrase "whoever helps Dolos is an enemy of humanity" has been daubed in large letters on the wreck of the Ushinabi. Mummified bodies have been attached to its hull. The reason we have a food issue crash test is because when we were jumping, a meal cycle happened and people can't eat while there's no power in the zone, which is bad timing. Gather remaining resources. The Calypso team will salvage what they can from the Ushinabi. I'm going to build a mining ship. We found a debris field. Alright, Create. Thank you for hanging around. I'll catch you later. Transmission from Ayana Minato, probe data analyst. We have verified the data several times and confirmed the existence of a vast debris field covering an area of several thousand kilometers. At the center of the field is a colossal artificial station, which, even in its ruined state, makes the Tycoon look like an insect. No signals have been detected. We have identified 3 areas for investigation. The core of the structure, a secondary structure that looks like the remains of a destroyed loading dock, and a particularly dense area of debris field close to the other 2 sites. We understand that utmost caution be taken when approaching these areas. The floating debris will make navigation difficult and interfere with communications. Yeah, good luck, Create, if you're still here. Alright, Clockwork, no worries. If you want to check it out, there will be a VOD.
Science ship team has completed a task.
The ship is full of food. I hope the expiration date hasn't passed. Everything is ready for extraction. We now have found 42 food. Let's send out another probe. I'm going to send this probe out to find some resources. I want to find iron. There's iron here. Can we get some carbon as well? Maybe just go for the iron. It's going to be our most pressing resource very quickly. And we can send the Calypso to Earth. Meanwhile, what I want to do is get ready to open up a new sector. This is definitely a test bed ship. I think it's an old station that they've refit basically to use this engine, which the engine is now broken as well. Everybody's very unhappy, but that should sort itself out when we get our next meal cycle. Our mining ship is now complete. Each bay can hold 3 ships. Okay. So the Thor is going to mine iron, and then it's going to have a secondary to mine everything else. But iron is the most important thing. We can't do anything with iron yet, but...
Probe has completed its scan.
We found some iron deposits, which is good. We'll wait for another probe to be complete. How many polymers do we have? We have enough polymers to build 5 or so more probes. We also have no science income right now, so we can't actually research anything. And yes, we are very running out of alloy. But we don't need alloy.
A science ship has arrived at its destination.
So we've arrived at Earth. No signals have been detected from Earth. The oceans seem to have evaporated and the surface temperature has risen significantly since the Tycoon was last in orbit. Atmospheric readings indicate the presence of strong dust storms and dangerously high levels of carbon dioxide, radiation, and microplastics. The blue planet will never again deserve the name. If you look at the planet in the picture here, I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 huge craters. It looks like Germany was hit. There's been a nuclear war on the planet by the looks of it. Well, it's okay, Neil. We'll keep searching for stuff. Let's start by investigating Dolus' headquarters. The Calypso team will proceed to the coordinates of Inner Heaven, the former headquarters of Dolus AAC on Earth. Got another probe. Let's see if we can find Mercury. There it is. Let's see what's going on there. Okay, we've got a meal cycle happening now, so at the end of the cycle, everyone will be fed, and they'll be much happier again. You don't think nuclear weapons make craters that big? Maybe something big then. Probably moon chunks. That's actually a really good point. It's probably moon chunks. There would have been a moonfall after what we did. Good spots, Polaris. Germany, Afghanistan, CR, and Ethiopia all got hit by moon drops. We're now out of alloy. We can no longer maintain the hull of the ship. And we have no, at the moment, way of producing more alloy. We're about to finish investigating Earth.
A science ship team has completed a task.
The converted oil rig which Dolus used as its state-of-the-art headquarters is gone. Only a few metal scraps remain. Scattered across an expanse of dusty, cracked Earth, there is no sign of survivors. We found 225 alloys. The Calypso team will attempt to find your family home. Why not? Let's see what happened to our family. So our cargo ship is automatically, because I've already told it to do this, picking up the alloy on Earth and delivering it back to the station. We've got another probe. Let's see if we can find Venus. Be somewhere on this track. I actually kind of know where it is already. But that's actually a good... We don't need to find resources right now, though. Mercury just has science. There's no thing. Jupiter's gravitational influence increases Mercury's orbital eccentricity over time. Mercury's path could eventually cross that of Venus or even Earth's. We do not worry about any proposed nightmare collision scenarios, however. Such an event would occur millions of years from now, and therefore you and I won't be here to see it when it happens. So nothing that exciting from this. We'll check the debris field out next. Ooh. So the gravity of the situation just changes. The game goes from this really hopeful tone with this undercurrent of something suspicious going on to just bleak horror. We've wiped out the human race. We're the only survivors. And we don't know why it happened. But there's things I wanted to point out to you in the prologue, like the fact that Dolus says farewell rather than good luck, or anything like that. Like, he deliberately says goodbye to you. That's very strange to me. The good news is we now have an income of alloy, so we can repair the hull again. What I want to start doing is getting ready to open this side of the hull. In fact, we're going to override the locks now. So we're going to open up a new sector, because I want to... This is going to become our space sector. I want to build lots of as many space-based things as I can here. This is going to become our smelting sector. That's where we're going to produce alloys. So we've found Venus. Probe data has revealed mining and industrial infrastructure below the surface of Venus. Okay. We've got another probe. Let's see if we can find Mars. Somewhere around here. Oh, there's something in the asteroid belt here.
A science ship team has completed a task.
A huge crevasse cuts through the ground where your home once stood. There is no trace of civilization. Finding lots of resources, though. I see something in it, but maybe it isn't that odd. The last thing we can do is scour the globe in search of survivors. The team will use all the tools on board the Calypso to search for any signs of civilization, community, or survivors. So we need 40 workers, 1 electronics, 80 alloys, and 14 food to open up a new sector. So we're actually moving workers from this sector into that sector. So our population here has gone down to 158, where it was 199 before. Increase speed slightly while nothing's really happening. Let's see what this probe has found. We've detected a signal broadcasting on a Dolus frequency. It originates from a mineral extraction station known as the Stanford facility. Dolus, enemy of mankind, it says on the thing there. Oh. New probe? You said there was a point of interest near here? There it is there. Still need to find Mars. Oh, the UN. Yep, the UN certainly did something. We'll find out all about the UN as we get further into the game. I've got a research lab here. But it only produces 1 research every 30 cycles, and I can only build 1. So I have to rely on discoveries to give me science, which is what encourages you to explore. I will be getting that, but I can't actually research that research yet. It's locked away. I have to get all of this unlocked before that unlocks. So I have to research batteries, steel mills, polymer refineries, electronics factories, alternate life centers, memorials, and cryonic centers before I can get that. Hey, Mishaps, thanks for hanging out. I'll catch you later. Have a good night. So we found Jupiter, but nothing's going on there. Although apparently it was supposed to be a point of interest. Let's get another probe launched. See if we can find Mars. I think it's over here somewhere. Yeah, there it is.
Administrator, a new request awaits your attention.
After a long search, we have found nothing but rubble. We have seen no signs of life, not even a corpse. The lunaclasm seems to have caused a series of events that precipitated the collapse of thermo-industrial civilization. The Earth has become a toxic, arid wasteland scoured by harsh winds, now more inhospitable than Mars. The only remnant of civilization we found was a fallen stele, where the city of Washington once stood. Stuck in a crevasse, it has been sheltered from the wind. A prayer imploring divine forgiveness was engraved in gold on its surface. And that's all that's left of Earth. We've got a new source of polymer. It's going to be a while before we can set manufacturing up, but that is my next... Manufacturing is my next priority. So we've now opened up a new sector. I'm just going to build some roads here very quickly. And same as last time, we need to start picking up all of this debris that's on the ground so that I've got room to build in the sector. So just to start us off, I'm going to slap down some facilities, but we're going to move them around later. I need a maintenance facility. I need a couple of stockpiles. 1 for food. 1 for steel. We need a mess hall. I'll put that across from the food.
A science ship has arrived at its destination.
We also need... That's everything we need right now. And I also need... Oh, that's a good ship name, yeah. Science. Let's just check the science ship. So it's arrived at the debris field. We've verified the data several times to confirm this is... Oh, we've already checked this. The Calypso is holding station on the edge of the debris field. A route has been mapped through the airs to identify it for investigation. Hey, Mishaps, welcome back. Let's investigate the core of the structure first. And let's grab these resources. I'm also going to set up a... Sector 1 is going to deliver food to Sector 2. Just to make sure that they never run out of food. So if this stockpile ever gets below 10 food, this stockpile is going to ship food to it. Oh, we've researched steel mills, which is excellent. Let's get cryonic centers unlocked. And I actually need to get a new storage facility in this sector that's going to hold cryo tubes. Oh, we've got a new event here. We've got lots of events, actually. Administrator, to safeguard humanity, we must find survivors and increase the station's population. We do not have time to go through the classic reproductive cycle of your species. Adding new members to the Tycoon's crew will have a positive impact on morale. Cryonic stasis, a practice pioneered by Dolus, was in growing use even before we left the solar system. There is a high likelihood that cryonic pod survivors will be out awaiting discovery. Find and collect cryonic pods. Administrator, a new sector has successfully been unlocked. This is a historic moment for Dolus and the Tycoon mission. 10% trust bonus for opening a new sector. Melancholia, Administrator. Mission reports for the expedition to Earth are being discussed among the crew. The thought of having lost all loved ones left behind has destroyed morale for many of them. The symptoms of this trauma have now been collated under the medical designation Dead Earth Sickness. The Administrator is a lie. We killed the world. Remus is not the Earth. Veneer have seen it all. We killed the world. There's stuff in other languages there as well. Stability penalty -1 permanent. So stability affects our trust, and it also affects the happiness of our people. So now we have a negative malus on happiness forever because we destroyed Earth. Alright, let's keep clearing this sector up. It's going to be a while before we get this station up and running because we need to get the population in here up. Yeah, I think that was maybe a little bit of a spoiler, the fact that it said Remus is not Earth. Away from concept art. Oh, we need to build some houses in this sector as well. How have I done it here? I done it in 2s or 3s? I've done it in 3s. We'll do a 3 here then. Yeah. Tell him easy X popsicles, the Earth is fine. Problem solved. If only we could. What the hell is Remus? We don't know what Remus is yet. Could be, oh, I forgot to pick up the science from Earth. Damn it. We'll have to go back and do that. I always forget to pick the science up. We could do with having another science ship, maybe. I also want to build a maintenance facility in this sector. I'll put it here for now, but we're going to have to move all of these eventually. And this is going to take cryonics. I also need an infirmary, which we'll put here for now, but we'll need to move it at some point. Alright, nice guys. See you later. Thanks for coming by. Discount first Roman. I think Remus is a spoiler. Let's set up shipping of alloys into Sector 2 as well. We'll just say maintain a minimum of 20 alloys at all time.
A science ship team has completed a task.
Summary of intelligence of former staging area. First visuals reveal a huge diamond structure surrounded by arches that have been detached from the central axis. These arches show extreme signs of deterioration. The structure is covered in traces of explosive residue, collision impacts, and scarring from unknown weapons. After exploring the few areas of the structure that remain accessible, the team of the Calypso spotted a number of salvageable resources near a ruined assembly area. Further analysis is possible, but will take time. So we found 25 cryo people. That's a big find. Let's investigate the ruined assembly area. I actually really need to pick up some science quite urgently so that I can start defrosting people. Although I don't have people to defrost yet. So it's a moot point right now. Now that we've opened a second hull, by the way, our hull... Now we opened a second sector, our hull deteriorates even faster. At the moment, we're at a net -7 hull integrity, so over time that is going to fall. What I think I'm going to do is build another EVA airlock and put it here. We also have a new probe to launch. Haven't found Mars yet. Something around here. It's further out. It's here. We cannot permanently repair the hull, no. The space station is very badly designed. I just want to make sure, how are we doing for jobs here? We have, okay, we're doing okay for jobs at the moment. All we can do to slow the deterioration down is have people out there fixing the hull. That's literally the only option we have. I should also actually get another solar panel built. We'll just build both, get that done. Not a good day for human knowledge, nope. Forgot a lot of important stuff. Do we have cryonic pods coming in yet? Not yet. Okay, that's all of our housing built in Sector 2. They're currently getting fed. Yeah, I think that's a good point, Mishaps. It's not badly designed, just not meant to spend who knows how long in fractal space with a hacked drive bumping into moon chunks. That's a very good point. Okay, we have another probe ready. So let's send out another probe. See if we can find Mars again. It's going to be somewhere in this... No, there's... Wait, where? Have we already found Mars? Am I being an idiot? Is this Mars here? We already found Mars. I'm an idiot. That's why I can't find it, because I already found it. So let's see what's further out in the solar system. Okay, that's that location that we've already found. Something over here, though. We're looking for Uranus. Here it is. Just around there. We're going to hold and collect science after this. That's pretty important. They're still building the EVA lab. We're still clearing stuff out here. So my plan is to build 4 steel mills in this sector, but steel mills are pretty big. So I'm thinking about putting them in the middle, in a 2x2 configuration facing each other, with maintenance facilities in the center. That's my plan. We do actually have another probe available. No, we don't. I thought that was the probe available noise, but it wasn't. Okay, we've collected all the resources from Earth apart from 1 electronics. That's a very good point. Where is Outer Hope? We could do with those alloys coming back to us. I need a maintenance facility for electronics as well. Do research then. Okay, that's a probe completed noise. I think we're just going to look for some resources right now. I want to find some carbon and some iron. There's a good chunk of iron. Yeah, there's a good chunk of iron here. I'm waiting for it to go solid green. Where is the deposit? Is it not going to go solid green for me? There it is. I found it for a second. Oh, come on. Come on. Found there. Back this way. Nope. There it is. I found it. Which works just as well. Okay, we're about to finish our investigation of the assembly area.
Team has completed a task.
After examination, the Calypso's team concluded the site was evacuated prior to its destruction. Finding uniforms and equipment bearing the insignia of different organizations, it appears this facility was property of the UN. Strangely, a number of inbound bodies were found in a secluded area. The team was unable to determine the cause or outcome of the conflict, but it managed to recover further resources. These have been packaged for extraction. Another 250 cryo-frozen people. I'm just going to hold on doing anything else until we've collected the science, because I really need to get cryo facilities researched. In fact, we may need to just go back to Earth and collect science from Earth for a little bit before I do any more investigation. Oh, I can't leave because we're in the middle of an investigation, damn it. Okay, we'll investigate the ruined loading dock and hopefully find more. Hey, Tyler. Again, I'm just clearing the sector out for now. That's a good point. I didn't actually see that painted on it. Does it have the UN painted on it? Yes, it does. Right there. It says UN. Whoops. I totally missed that. Okay. It's graffiti. We're fine for food at the moment. So we found a new point of interest. We found Saturn. A structure belonging to the Black Market Society has been discovered on Titan, Saturn's largest moon. Although severely damaged, the site seems to still be active. Surface scans indicate the BMS station extends deep below the surface of Titan. Further data is not available due to the site firing upon the probe as it approached. We've also found Uranus. Our instruments have recorded abnormal thermal activity on Uranus. At this distance, we are unable to detect its source.
A probe has completed its scan.
So there's one more point of interest to find, I believe. Yep, it's down here. Let's keep clearing out this sector here. So now that we've got, well, this still isn't online, but once we get this online, we should be able to counter the negative effects on the hull. The Black Market Society, yep, that's the first time they've been mentioned. Alright, Mishaps, thanks for coming back, and I'll catch you later. Okay. Next objective is to actually build a steel mill. So we're just clearing all this stuff out. We're getting ready to turn this into a steel production facility. I'm going to try a layout I've been experimenting with in my head, but never actually put into the game. The awkward size of the steel mill makes it quite difficult to lay out. Sector 1 is now specialized in space rank 1, but we can't see what that is because we haven't got the building that lets us see that, sadly. But we are now up to plus 36 hull integrity, which is great. So we now have 2 EVAs that are working on the hull. And we want to keep that specialization. That space specialization is really important. And this is going to be a factory specialization sector. We've almost finished working on the debris field here. Looks like we started... Have I actually got the... Let me just check the ship is set to pick up... Yeah, it is set to pick up frozen bodies. Cool. So it's really important that we get science so we can unlock the cryo bay. That's super important right now. I shouldn't have left the science thing on Earth. Frozen human remains constitute the majority of the debris that surrounds the loading dock. Evidence suggests the area experienced depressurization after a structural breach. The dock itself has been looted and dismantled. Several cairns have been left behind, arranged in helical shapes and erected using makeshift materials. The team did find a few resources and these have been prepared for extraction. 1 electronics, 10 science. It gives bonuses, yeah. We'll survey the last area. We'll pick up the science first, then we'll survey the last area. This should be enough science to finish unlocking, I'm hoping, the cryonics center. I really need the cryonics center online. Let's set up, I want to make sure all of our frozen people, oops, that's the wrong button, get shipped from Sector 1 to Sector 2. Because that's where we're going to be waking them up. Space also, the reason we got more hull integrity regeneration is, yeah, space specialization tier 1 gives us plus 5, and then we also have more from this. So we're at plus 29 hull integrity now. It's better to do it in one sector than split off across the game, which is what I didn't realize before. Eventually we'll get rid of this probe launcher and replace this with another hull, another EVA. Let's clear these out. We're getting to the stage where we're actually going to need to build more stuff here. But one of those things is going to be the cryonics center. We also need to build a docking bay so we can start bringing iron into the station. We just didn't have quite enough science. That's unfortunate. We're not down to 158 population. We have 158 population in this sector, and we've moved 40 of that population to this sector. So this is a per sector population, not the full population of the station. I can check the full population here, and you can see that it's set up between them all. Total welcomed is 205. We have lost none so far, and I'm intending to keep it that way. As few deaths as possible, please. Okay, I need to build something else in this sector, but what I want to build is a cryonics bay, which I can't do yet. I want to build my docking bay up against this wall here, so I have to wait for that to become available. If I get rid of this road, I can build another EVA here, I think. No, I can't. They're just too big to put side by side, unfortunately. We could put one here. We got rid of the probe launcher. Oh yeah, full pop is up here. That's a good point out. 40 is... We have 40 people... No, I don't show what the 40 underscore is. I don't know what that represents. The under 40. Maybe that's in sector 2. Yeah, okay. The number underneath is how many in the sector you're looking at. Okay, they're still investigating there. We're at 91%. That's still no movement we can... Oh, this is annoying. We're just stuck on movement because I didn't clear that out. Let's build, just while we're waiting, a couple more insect farms because we're going to need them. At the moment, this sector is producing all of our food. Why can't I put an EVA here? There's not enough room. Oh, why can't I put it here? Oh, I can. I thought there was a sign there. I just assumed that there was a sign there. There isn't. That makes a big difference. Okay, that means I might actually need to resit a few things. So I can put one here. Yeah, I think if I move this one... In fact, I'm going to do that. I'm going to put this one here. And I'm going to disassemble the other one. Because we can actually fit more in than I thought we could. But it's not going to cause us too much of a problem. We'll just make this a priority. Thanks, Neil. I just assumed that there was a sign on this side. I never even checked. So we can fit 1, 2, and then fit another one in here. We should be able to fit another one in here if we get rid of the road, and we'll have 4. We can fit 4 in here total, which which should hopefully get us to space specialization 2. We're not going to do that anytime soon. That's future expansion plans. All right. We're just waiting. Unfortunately, we're just waiting on some more science. Let's fast forward a little bit until these guys have finished here. That's what we're mainly waiting on. Let's find a little bit of carbon. Find a good carbon deposit near the Tycoon. Some more nice iron here. We don't need iron right now. Silicon there. We do need silicon. We might as well investigate that. We're actually running out of alloy, but that's because there's all the alloy is kept up in this.
A probe has completed its scan.
You finished investigating yet? They've almost finished investigating. Let's see if we can find some carbon. There's some in the asteroid belt just here. Okay. We are almost ready to start on defrosting people.
A science ship team has completed...
Okay, the Rex's shuttles float everywhere, most belonging to the UN, though some are bearing the acronym BMS. Despite the many hazards and potential psychological impacts for the presence of human corpses, the Calypso's team was able to locate some salvageable resources. More cryofrozen people, more alloys, and some more science. And that is the end of that research. So we're going to collect the science here, we're going to collect the science here, then we'll head to Mercury, then we'll head to Venus, etc. Alright, nice guys. Not really. We just finished exploring the ruined UN thing that was here. Could do that. No, I don't need to ship any alloy because this is 62 alloy in it, and they're going to start pulling the alloy out of it. It's all good. We don't need to worry about shipping alloy. Yet. Okay, let's move the Calypso here. And the cryonics facility has been unlocked. So next up, we want to get research going on batteries. They're pretty important. And now we can build, in Sector 2, a cryonics center. And this will let us defrost bodies. which we can then add to the population of the sector. As we bring the population up, we can start adding more and more facilities, and that's how we get online. I want to keep the population in Sector 2 pretty tight. So there's actually two types of population. There's workers and non-workers. Up until now, we've only had workers. But as we start to defrost people, we're going to start finding non-workers among the frozen people. They're just people who can't, for whatever reason, perform the physical labor that we need. So they're just going to be in the station and they're going to consume resources. So I'm going to ship most of them to Sector 1, and Sector 1 is going to be where they live. For now. Yeah, you're right. The data piles aren't being drained, but they will start to be drained now that I'm get back to building cryonics. We're all good. The crew will get upset if you have too many people frozen on the ship as well, so it's important to get them defrosting. So I want to build a docking bay over here. That's my next project in this sector, once the cryonics facility is online. Okay, cryonics is online. We're going to say send workers to Sector 2 and non-workers to Sector 1. No limit on population right now. We want to get everybody defrosted. We just have to keep an eye on food production. Food is going to be very, very important going forward from this point onwards. We need to keep a really tight eye on food requirements. We're at extra hours in this sector because we don't have enough workers, but we're only short by 9, so a couple of cycles from this cryonics facility will resolve that. It wakes somebody up every 0.3 cycles, so it's pretty fast. Is this finished yet? Yeah, this is online again. So we're back to hull integrity being repaired, and this is being drained out. Which means I can set up some more inset farms here. How are we looking for jobs here? We've got 18 jobs free. Each of these is 8 jobs, so I'm going to build another 2 inset farms, and that's going to be this sector full for now. We are going to need to ship some alloy into this sector pretty soon so we can build ships, because we're going to need to build a couple of ships to get things up and running. Oh.
A new request awaits your attention.
So, because we're working extra hours, we had an accident at the infirmary. Stafford Klein projects indicate more poor working conditions and power overloads can cause accidents. Pledge to repair the infirmary within 10 cycles and keep it operating optimally for 2 cycles. So we're just gonna need to get our conditions up to optimal. I need to build something else here because we are running a bit short on alloy. Maybe we'll do what this. Yeah, we'll ship some alloys over. We'll say that Sector 1 needs to have 50 alloys at all time, and Sector 2 is happy at 20, and that means they'll ship some over. All right, well, thanks so much for tuning in. Thank you very much for your super chat as well. That was really, really nice of you. Thank you so much, and have a good day. If I don't catch you again.
Is being overworked.
Oh, we're at overwork here now. Why has that happened? Because we don't have enough people. Because the infirmary has been damaged, we don't have workers in the sector. So what we're going to do is we're going to have to ship some workers over. How much are we over by? So I'm going to ship 10 workers over from Sector 1. We have the room for it. From Sector 1 to Sector 2. To fill up the deficit that we have from the sector being overworked. And in the meantime, I'm going to turn off a couple of these just so we get back to extra hours. And then once the workers come over, I'll turn them back on again. Because you don't want to be at overworked. Overworked is a disaster. So losing an infirmary can be a disaster because not only do you lose the crew because they're injured, you also have to heal them, and you can't heal them until the infirmary has been repaired. And they can't work while they're being healed. How are things doing in space? We still have 13 signs to pick up here. I think we're still waiting for that. Yeah, we're still waiting for that migration. So I'm not allowed to have any accidents in the infirmary for 2 days, or I'll get a trust penalty.
Population transfer complete.
Okay, cool. I can turn this back on again. And we can keep growing the population in this sector. I'm gonna wait for these 2 piles to go. Okay, we're gonna clear out this road. And I'm gonna build a docking bay. I'm gonna build a docking bay right up against the wall here. We're going to connect that to the road for now. And I'm going to set this to be offline when it's constructed, because if I leave it online, it's going to drain on all of our people really, really quickly, and we don't want that to happen. We should have finished science on Earth, so we'll send the Calypso to Mercury to grab the science that's there. We're going to try and squeeze polymer and electronics production into this sector short term, but we need a dedicated place for them down the road. Why is this not being dismantled? Because we're full. No, we're not full. Why is this not being... I don't know why they're not taking the last 2 alloy out of this. Sometimes it's a bug that can happen. You might need to reload the save to get that fixed. Let's just try dismantling it again and see what happens. No one's leaving it. That's very weird. This isn't being dismantled, which isn't the end of the world. You're just taking up a lot of space in the sector. Okay, we need to start thinking about food. At the moment, we're requiring 21 food a cycle. We're producing 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Okay, we're still okay for food for now. Batteries have been researched. That's great. Let's get alternative life centers researched, because we're probably going to need to slap some of those down soon. And we'll just make sure these are all being constructed. That's all good. We should be at Mercury by now. Yeah, we'll just wait for Mercury to be done. Let's fast forward through that. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we'll send the Calypso over to Venus. Okay. So what's going on here? Why are you not... So we can't get the last 2 alloy out of here. Alloy out of here for some reason. We also need some batteries in this sector. Batteries are pretty important. They let you power the station when it's moving, and also when it's charging for a jump. Without the batteries, the whole sector becomes unpowered. So we need to start slowly building those in the background. But they do take a lot of alloys, so we don't do that too fast. In fact, that may have been a bit too soon. Oh yeah, you're right. We need to move some workers back over. Good catch there, Crash Test. So what does Sector 1 need to be optimal? It needs... So it's 148. It needs 8 workers to go over. I'll send 8 back. I can only send in 5s or 10s. So we'll just send 10 workers from Sector 2 to Sector 1. And then we'll just keep waking people up here, and hopefully that will sort that out. I need to build a maintenance facility in this sector for polymers. But we can turn this one off for now. And this one will do polymers, because we need polymers to build spaceships.
A science ship has arrived at its destination.
Okay, Venus. According to reports from the exploration team, the subterranean site consists of mining infrastructure and an assembly line. Many embalmed bodies were found in the area. The line seems to have been originally used to fabricate solar sails. Tycoon engineers suggest that with minor repairs it could be restarted. So if I spend 10 alloys, I can restart it. I might get something out of that, or I can dismantle it for resources. I'm going to spend the 10 and see what we get. We are starting to run low on alloy. Okay, we got our first battery complete. Still very annoyed that we can't, for some reason, dismantle this. I might just need to reload the save on that. I'm going to quickly do that. There's some interesting save names behind us. Stream save 1. I've collected the science from Earth, yes. I'm just going to quickly reload this save because it should fix this bug. Just give me a second. I hope people are enjoying the game. I find it very, even though it's stressful, and it will get much more stressful, I find it very relaxing. And it's quite a nice way to spend a Saturday afternoon, to be honest, especially one where I'm not intending to do anything. I am pretty chill right now. And I really appreciate you all hanging out while we have a look at it. Oh, I missed the press any key prompt. Let's see if that will disable it for us now. I'll just let the crew... I'll see if they take it apart. Still doesn't look like they're doing it. That's a little bit frustrating. I don't know how to get rid of this, to be completely honest.
Transfer complete.
Okay, so now we're still extra hours in section 1. We're 2 workers short. That's not great. Well, for now, let's turn off this stockpile. And that's all we need to worry about here. We're now at optimal conditions here, which is great, but that's because we're down 1 maintenance facility. We're going to need about 50, we need 12 workers for the docking bay to come online. Is it a loan word of tycoon in Japanese? The reason I pronounce the ship tycoon is simply because that's how the game is pronouncing it, so I'm taking that as my lead for how it's being pronounced. But that's interesting that tycoon is a Japanese loan word. I didn't know that. Language is quite fascinating. I really wish we could just get rid of this. This is not cool. Could it be because it's powered off? Nobody's coming to take the last 2. What if I quickly build another stockpile for alloys and just see if we maybe need some more guys? Okay, that's alternative life centers are done. Let's get memorials. No, let's get polymer refineries researched. Oh, did the sector need to update? Oh, you're right. We were fine. We can send the 5 workers back. No, I think that's fine because I've turned some facilities off. We're good at the amount of people that are there. Okay, this is almost done. Let's get rid of this road here. We don't need this right now. Once I get some more alloys, we'll start building alternate life centers, but until we can, I'm not going to touch that. So right now we have no alloys here, but this is ready to go. There's 2 alloys I can take out here, which is, again, frustrating. I don't know why this is happening. I'm actually running very low on alloys. I'm going to have to deconstruct some stuff to get our steel wheels built. It was fine before that, was it? Okay. We're bang on now if I turn that facility. Yeah, that's perfect. Oh, Venus has a... Oh yeah, that's right. We're waiting for the cargo ship to take the alloys over. We maybe hit a little bit of a problem here. I might need to deconstruct this EVA to get the alloys back that we need in order to build the rest of the stuff we need for the sector. Alright, so I've got 51 workers available. I need 12 free in order to turn the docking bay on. So there's nothing we can really do until that is done. Let's turn that off and see what happens. But what I do want to do is move polymers. I want to have 20 polymers in Sector 2. I've turned off the alloy transfers to see if that affects this at all. It doesn't look like it's going to. It's not the end of the world that this isn't dismantled yet, but I will need this space pretty soon. Restarting the game might fix the problem. I might just quickly try that. I'm just going to save it again and just quickly restart it. It'll take 2 seconds. Bear with me. Well, I just restart the game. I've not seen that bug before, but I have read about it. I have read that it can happen. And the advice that I saw was just to restart. Oh, have you found an article on it? I can hear the puppy barking. When it saved my game, quit back to main menu, reloaded the save, cancel the demolition, wait until it's fully rebuilt, then deconstruct it again. Turn off hull repair for a few seconds and let my guys into the last bits of metal. Yeah, that sounds right, actually. That's metal stored in it for hull repairs. That might be the issue. Thanks for finding that. We'll try turning off hull repairs and see if that fixes it once we've reloaded the game. must be because the EVA dock holds the alloys in a separate inventory for hull repairs. It may be just holding them there and they're not part of the main inventory of the building. That could be what it is. Fingers crossed that's going to fix it. I want to try and get through this solar system as fast as I can. Even though you can hang around here for a long time and collect resources, I want to get the ball moving with the game because I want to get to where I stopped playing. All right, so let's turn off hull repair for a second, and then we'll just deconstruct this again, and we'll see what happens. Yeah, that worked. Thank you, Niels. Thank you, Neil. So there you go the route. So we can cancel this. And that's the building gone. Fantastic. It was hull repair that was keeping me from demolishing it. Awesome. Alright, let's clear this road out. It doesn't need to exist right now. Alright, that's one problem dealt with. The other problem we have right now is that we don't have a lot of allies left in the station. Hey, Game of Kane, how's it going? Good to see you. Thank you so much for that super chat you did the other day. I'm really flattered by that. Thank you. I'm just going to set them both to have a minimum stock of 20 at all times. Gamer Kane was in one of the Terra Invictus streams the other day as well. Okay, so we're building the crew up in this sector. We're waiting until we have enough to turn this on, and then we'll start building ships. In the meantime, we're just investigating the solar system and doing what we can here. I'm going to speed the game up a little bit while we're waiting for that to tick over. Our biggest problem right now is we are running out of alloy very quickly. So while we're waiting, I'm actually going to plan out my smelting production. So it's impossible to get an even line down the middle, which is going to really annoy some people's OCD. The reason for that is because it's this shape. There's a double gap in the middle of this. It's an evenly sized area. So I could either do 2 steel mills like this and 2 steel mills like this, which I've tried before and isn't super efficient. You notice I've got I've got an irregular gap in there, or actually I can use there's a hotkey to demolish buildings. Or I can do something like this, where I put them side on, like this, and in between them I put some maintenance facilities. Yes, it can Tomarato ping. This ship, if I don't keep the hull integrity up, which I'm not doing right now because I don't have any alloys, it will actually dismantle it. It will actually explode. So what I could do is if I move this back one, actually what I could do is if I move these up to the hull, I want to try and lay these out as efficiently as possible. So if I put one here like that, so they're sharing a road, and then I put a maintenance here and here. We then have the main road going like this instead of where it is right now. That's not ideal. That really isn't ideal because it's nice having it come through. Well, this section here can all be rebuilt, so let's just investigate this. Let's just get that road built. So one of these is for iron, one of these is for alloys. Because we really need to get this up and running.
A science ship team has completed a task.
Alright. The assembly line has been repaired. The machines belong to the UN and are clearly more advanced than our systems. They are fully automated and our team has been able to use them to prepare a number of resources for extraction. During the repair process, an engineer discovered a number of inscriptions written by Ulexis. He speaks of his time as administrator of Neptune's Hyperlux station, Thyaki, and expresses regret over the fate of the station's residents. He used the line to repair the elements of his ship so he could reach the headquarters of the Black Market Society. Okay. We'll grab the science from Venus and we'll move on. So let's just bring this road all the way back here. And all the way back here. Tiny circle. What are you looking at? No, they're under the. What you're looking at is under the moon, under the sun. I think it's representing the gravity well, or it just looks cool. It looks like they're centered on Mercury because of the camera angle, but they are actually under the sun. If I rotate the camera, you can see that. Okay, so then what I want to do is get the other 2 steel mills, put one here, and one here. Like, that's my steel mill setup, I think, and then I can put more... I can put the rest of my stockpiles here and here, and I think that's the most efficient use of space. So we're just gonna pause construction on all of these. And we're gonna connect to the roads. So I need to find 50 alloys, but I should be able to find them in the solar system. They're all paused, cool. We'll have one of them unpaused, so it gets constructed. And we'll get these up and running. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm not going to do this one. I want to do this one back here. And we're going to turn this on as well. Okay, all the science have been collected from Venus. Let's head to Mars next. Mars has some cryo people already there. An all disused complex named Richter's Facility has been collected. So this is the facility that we helped out last time, Richter's Facility. It's now abandoned on Mars. I'm pretty sure we can get some alloys here to get our steel mill online. Which is pretty important. We're about to use our last piece of alloy in this sector to repair the hull, and then we're going to be in a really bad situation hull-wise. So we need to get this up and running as quickly as possible. But we need to get enough crew to run the steel mill, enough crew to run the docking bay, and enough crew to man a cargo ship. So getting crew up and running is important. Now, right now we need 16 plus 8 food, which is 22, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Okay, we're still okay for food. We're producing 30 food at the moment. If I have to, I'll just disassemble one of the EVAs to get enough alloys, but I think we'll be okay. We'll probably drop down to under 50% health. The UN in this game has a very homo-looking theme. Yeah, they've got a very different design to our people. Okay, ship's almost at Mars. I don't think there's any more points of interest, but let's just check. I might have missed one. Yeah, the points of interest thing isn't triggering. There's no more points of interest in the system right now. We found them all. I'm actually getting a bit worried about our alloy situation, if I'm being totally honest. So we're currently setting it to 10 food. Let's bump this up to 20 food. To Sector 2. Actually, let's bump that up to 30 food. To Sector 2. We're going to have a food production. We're going to open Sector 6 next time, and we're going to turn that into fields. We can build polymer facilities now. Let's get electronics factories done. And then we'll be able to research the incredibly important... Where is it? Where's the tech lab? Assistant promotion, which means we'll produce 3 science every 5 cycles instead of 1 science every 30 cycles. Which means we don't have to rely quite so much on finding science out in the solar system. Alright, use Dolan's clearance codes to access the complex. This derelict UN-owned facility is covered almost entirely by Martian sand. Existing Dolan's clearance codes can be used to interact with the complex's systems. Caution is advised, as the weight of the sand may exceed the structure's load-bearing capacity. But bear that in mind when we make any decisions in this location. So what I'm going to do eventually is move all of these maintenance facilities into these sectors here, which will free up all more room here for more housing. And we should try and keep things as compact as possible. We have enough power here for 0.8 cycles of battery power, so we also need to keep an eye on batteries. I might actually disassemble this battery for now. I think that's actually a good idea, because we need the alloys. And we don't need the battery right now. Have I got Sector 2 needs alloys? Yeah, Sector 2 and Sector 1, they'll share the alloys, that's good. And that also means we're repairing the hull a little bit. I think it's pretty important that we disassemble that battery right now. We don't need it, and we do need to get the steel mill built.
science ship team has completed a task.
Alright, the codes briefly reactivated the base's defense systems. Due to the facility's state, this fortunately overloaded them and now are offline. The team and the Eclipse did not suffer any losses. So we used codes that we thought would override the base, and instead, they turned the defense systems on. So they were ready for Dolos to mess around with this base. Okay. We can investigate the storage area, inspect the scientific study area, perform a full sweep of the facility, or prepare the site for a resource extraction. Let's investigate the storage area, inspect the study center, and then prepare the site for resource extraction. Or, the Calypso team will excavate the outer surface. Yeah, let's do the prepare first. That'll stop the place collapsing under the weight of the sand, which is a potential hazard if we don't do that. Disassemble. Oh yeah, thank you. I thought I had set this to disassemble. It says it's in demolition, so this is another bugged site. It has been set to demolish. I wonder if I turn off this, I wonder if it's maybe being used for that. If I maybe cancel destruction and then re-demolish, dismantle it. No, it just ate another 3 alloy. Yeah, it's not being disassembled. That's another one to that's less important. It's only holding 6 alloys, but I wonder what's going on there. I've not had any of these bugs before. Okay, we're 20 alloys of finishing the steel mill. It has 6 alloys in it now that I can't get out. They're not coming out of it, which is weird. What if I change the resource type?
Accident has occurred in the Tycoon.
There you go, that worked. That took the alloys out. And now it's been disassembled. Cool, I found a way through it. Oh, where was the accident? There it is. We lost one of the insect farms had an accident. We're at extra hours here again. We're 2 workers short in this sector. Let's send some workers over from this sector. So I want to send only workers from sector 2 to sector 1. We'll send 5. Yeah, that worked out, Crash. I already did it. Yeah, that's what's catching us out every time. I was having stuff in the... How are we doing for workers here? Yeah, I still need a lot more workers before I can turn the docking bay on, which is frustrating. Let's just fast forward a little bit. At least our food supplies for now are pretty stable. We need 10 here now and 16 here. That's 26, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So we're still okay for food production right now, but we can't produce more food at the moment, which is a little bit concerning. One of our stockpiles had accidents.
Transfer complete.
Okay, so we're now back to optimal here, and we're still optimal here. Excellent. At least we're good for power at the moment. Power is fine. So we need this powered and on, we need this powered and on, and we need an iron stockpile powered and on. That's what we're waiting on. We're waiting on crew for all 3 of those, which is just taking a little bit of time to get online. We're almost finished at Mars. I'm just going to fast forward until that's done. I think we will get alloys from Mars, which will give us what we need to finish our construction. That's my thoughts, anyway. You can see how many cryogenically frozen people we're finding. We're finding them all over the solar system.
Ship team has completed a task.
Oh, we got alloys. We got polymers. The excavation uncovered a preserved sub-basement full of stored resources. Everything has been conditioned and prepared for extraction. So that's all we got from Mars. I think we picked the wrong option there. Let's head to the asteroid belt. We'll hopefully get some alloys from there. Otherwise, I'm going to have to start deconstructing other things. Which isn't ideal. We could deconstruct this for now. We don't need it. Whoops, let's not dismantle that. We don't need this maintenance facility right now. That'll get us 10 alloys. It'll also free up some workers for us. We also actually need to build more housing in Sector 2 as well. But I don't have the alloys for it. So we're at 42, but we need another 10 for this, and then we need the population. Ugh. I can't dismantle this. I could dismantle the probe launcher, I don't really want to. We just have to hope we find some alloys in the asteroid belt. This is a mining facility, I'm pretty sure. So we should hopefully find some here. Yeah, we could look at dismantling some housing in Sector 1. So, current housing situation in Sector 1. We have 210 housing and a population of 170. So each house is 15. So I can get rid of 2 houses. That's going to free up 30 alloy. A lot of which is just going to go straight to the hull, unfortunately. That's all I can afford to dismantle right now. I can't dismantle the Sector 2 ship bay because I need it. Hey, Dane Pickering, how's it going? It's not my first playthrough of Ixion, which you'd be surprised by how much I have become stuck on alloy production. I focused a bit too hard on building out my sectors to really think about how I was using them. The one thing I could do is dismantle one of these EVA airlocks. Yeah, turning hull repair off for now is actually a good idea. Alloy transfer is happening between sectors, but I can push it to be harder by setting this in Sector 1 to minimum alloy. That means all my alloys being pushed to Sector 2, and we'll set Sector 2 to max. That means everything will get pushed through to Sector 2 from Sector 1. Which means we'll get enough to finish this. We then need enough to finish this.
Has arrived at its destination.
Alright. We theorize that the Stanford facility will contain many materials useful to the Tycoon and its crew. However, in order to recover them, we will need to dismantle elements of the structure to gain entrance. A control center has been identified, but is sealed off by a shutter with a UN emblem stenciled over it. A message has been written beneath the emblem in an unknown language. We have no idea what it says, but is accompanied by a helical-shaped symbol. So we can dismantle part of the facility in order to receive resources within, or we can force entry into the control center. Now, I'm worried. Anything that uses explosive charges, I'm concerned about. Let's see if we can get some alloys out of the facility first. Then we'll look at maybe getting in there. So I want to get this built as well. This is set to be turned off when it comes online. We need 30 workers for a steel mill, by the way. Okay, steel mill is under construction. That's stage 1. We need to get this online. We have just enough alloys to do that. These are all the components we need for alloy production. A docking bay. Oh, the puppy's back. 1 second, I'll let her in. Okay. How are we doing for crew here? We have 65 workers available. I think we can afford to turn on the docking bay. Let's get a cargo ship built. The cargo ship is essential. It brings iron ore into the station. It's a vital part of this setup. What I can actually do is, once we have a few loads of iron, I can turn the docking bay off and turn the steel mill on, and that'll get us some workers over there. So just to go back to your question, Dane, because I am stressed. I have gotten as far as the 3rd jump, but wanted to play it on stream because I was having so much fun with it. Because I do actually enjoy the stress. Alright. We have 5 alloys sitting here. That's 5 extra. I'm going to sit on those just in case we need them for something. But if we find alloys here, we're going to turn hull repair back on. Hull is dropping. We're approaching 50% hull. The problem with the existing cargo ship is I would need to build a maintenance facility here that takes iron and then ship the iron from here over to here. I could task that cargo ship over to this side, but I need that cargo ship to go and collect bodies. I need to collect alloys for me if I find them. We have the 2nd ship being built now, though. I am planning to Kane, yes. I think the game is getting quite click heavy, Terra and Victor, with how late to the campaign we're getting. There's a lot of, I keep calling it paperwork to do between every engagement. Okay, we're really pushing it on housing as well. With the crew, we're going to start getting unhappy because people don't have anywhere to live. But once we've got alloy production online, we can start to deal with problems like that. We're just waiting on this ship being built and this coming online. These are all long-term goals, by the way. These other steel mills are not being built anytime soon.
The science ship team has completed a task.
Okay, we have not found any metal. Matching the character of Barnard Council member Philip Stanford, meticulously organized resource packets were found in the facility's storage area. They've been prepared for extraction. Okay. So that's all we found there. We still haven't found any alloys. We're very, very tight on alloys.
Administrator, we are picking up a Dolos emergency frequency broadcasting from the facility Outer Hope.
There we go. We found out our Hope
Dolos
crash test.
protocol dictates that in the event of a major systems failure, administrators must contact the nearest Dolo site immediately. Outer Hope Station is likely to have both the materials and expertise required to repair the damage that the Vol engine has sustained.
That's big. Okay, we are now getting iron delivered to the station. All we need to do is turn this on, and we'll be good. But in order to turn this on, we're gonna be really pushing our workers. They're gonna go from optimal to overworked as soon as I turn that on.
Sector is being overworked.
So we can turn off this for now. What is that gonna put us to? Extra hours, perfect. Okay, we're gonna have to run it extra hours for a while, but at least we're not overworked. And that will fix the problem. Let's fix up resource management. I want to have 10 alloys stockpiled in Sector 1, and we'll just go 50 in Sector 2 at all times. No, we'll do 20. And we'll turn hull repair back on. In preparation for this going off. So we're just waiting on the cargo ship to come back with a load of iron, which it is doing right now. Where is the Calypso at the moment? So we need to find out our hope, but let's hit up Saturn next. We'll keep moving our way out, but we now have a probe that we can use to detect Outer Hope, which if I remember right is out here somewhere. Yeah, there's Outer Hope there. Okay, game came. And Night Skies is called no. Yeah, that's a good shout. About shifting those last 5. There they go there. They're moving over hull repairs. Okay, here comes the iron. I'm going to wait until the iron is actually in the storage area before I turn on the steel mill. We need 15 iron to start production. Okay, it's on its way now. So let's turn the steel mill on. And while we're waiting, I want to demolish this. No, let's leave that for now. Okay, alloy production is online. Thank goodness. We're going to need to get 2 online in this sector before we leave the system, but at least we can start. No, I don't need to. Extra hours is acceptable. The problem is I need more iron coming in. I guess... Yeah, I could actually shut it down for now. That puts us still at extra hours. 3 workers under.
Administrator, a new request awaits your
New
attention.
request. There are lots of cryonic pods in storage. Living with knowledge that loved ones could potentially be alive and in cryonics is not having a positive impact on the crew. To ensure humanity's survival, the T-Con will need as many crew members as possible. Addressing the build of cryonic pods, the decision stockpiles is recommended. Yeah, I can open 50 in 24 cycles. That's fine. Because I am opening them. We don't have that many in storage. Oh, we actually do have quite a lot in storage. Right, how are you doing on your travels to Saturn? You're almost there. So I'm just waiting for this. What I'm going to try and do is build a stockpile, a backlog of alloys. Okay, a probe has found Outer Hope. A Dolos emergency signal is broadcasting at these coordinates. It originates from the research station Outer Hope. That's a good idea. We can stop gathering cryopods for now, but we need to make sure we get them all before we leave the system. That's very important. Alright, I need to turn the docking bay back on because we don't have enough iron. We'll turn this off. No, I'll leave it running because it is actually producing alloys.
A science ship has arrived at its destination.
Alright, a structure belonging to the Black Market Society has been discovered on Titan, Saturn's largest moon. The Calypso is currently maintaining orbit around the Black Market Society complex. Let's try and make contact. Alright, we now have the hull being repaired again. And we can start building up a backlog of iron. Of alloys. Alright, I need to power this up again for us to be able to take the alloys out of it. I missed that step. If I depower it before the cars have made it as well, that'll stop it from working. Do not let me forget to finish picking up cryopods before we leave the system. 12, 13, 14, 15, okay. We'll repower that back up when we need to. We are currently one worker short of optimal conditions right now, which is pretty nice. Okay, no other building can be done right now. I need to get more buildings built here. Research is ticking along. We're 2 away from this. There's a really important event at Saturn I need to get right. Housing is important, and we'll fix that in a second, yes. Just checking something. Okay. Let's get some more...
No more resources available to mine.
Okay, I need to get a probe out to find more iron.
An accident has occurred in the Tycoon.
Wait, those are batteries. Hang on a second. Those are batteries, not buildings. So let's get a probe launch to find some more iron. There's some just here. Yeah. And where was the accident that happened? The accident was at the cryo facility, of course. Okay, these need to be houses. So I need 2 at the moment. 1, 2. How are we doing here? Oh, we need more iron coming into the station. Yeah, they're very unhappy about being overworked and homelessness. So we need to get on top of that now. That's our new pressing issue.
Probe has completed its scan.
So we're just going to wait for all of the iron to be pulled out of the stockpile. We can turn this back off. Doesn't help that I've got an event to wake cryopods up and my cryo facility is offline. It's extra good for me. $16, $15, come on. Get it out of there so I can get us off overwork. I'll have to pause it there. I don't want to risk this too hard. Now that we've had an accident, we're also negative on workers, so it's extra bad for us.
Science ship team has completed
And we're too tight to send any over from Sector 1. After receiving no response to communication attempts, the team landed the Calypso and advanced towards the complex. Security protocols in place. The defenses activated briefly and fired on the team. Fortunately, there seems to be little remaining power, and they quickly shut down. The trash in the steel mill, it just purges it eventually. Later on in the game, we can use that trash for stuff, but for now, it just builds up. When it gets too much trash, it has to shut down to clear the trash out, and then it starts again. I'm probably going to stream for another half hour or so. I would love to finish the sex system if I can. But I don't want to keep going for too long. I've already been going for 2 and a bit hours. Entering the complex, the team were attacked by strange animals. Recorded footage from the mission shows an emaciated Sibian amalgam. The team repelled the attack with improvised weapons, and the creatures retreated. Unfortunately, no samples could be recovered. Venturing further into the complex, unsettling works of art and esoteric writing were discovered. Although the station is still pressurized, progress was made difficult due to the lack of any artificial gravity. In addition, a giant fungus has spread through the complex, releasing huge volumes of spores into the local atmosphere. Within what appears to be the main entrance hall, a bronze statue of Marduk Council member Giovanni Battista, if you remember, he was the one who was eating chips at the start of the game, has been erected. What's he doing related to the Black Market Society? Inconsistencies in the reports from different members of the exploration team suggest that recorded information may not be entirely accurate. Any conclusions drawn must be discounted, which is very frustrating. Let's send the team deeper into the station. Alright. Once this is back online, we can get this house built, and that will help alleviate some... Okay, we actually need 3 houses. But 1 house is being built. So we need to have less than 25% homelessness. That's the key amount. What I'm going to start doing is I'm going to turn this off while we bring iron in, just so that we're not pushing into overwork territory. It's too dangerous. Alright, people are happy again in this sector. $14 food plus 16 food. That's 30 food. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. We're now capped on food. So I need to build another insect farm or we're going to starve everybody. It's another drain on alloys. So the other place that generates waste right now is our tech center. They're the only 2 buildings that generate waste at the moment, but there will be more down the road. Okay, we have a bunch of people. Okay, we're gonna have 3 people coming out of the infirmary pretty soon, which is good. We're also building another house, so homelessness will go down further. This is actually feeling a lot harder than it did last time I did this. But we're waiting 3.2 for that to complete. We've got iron incoming. Okay, cool. That's all looking good. We seem to be getting on top of the situation, which was close. All right, I'm going to turn this off to bring iron in. All right, Kane, catch you later. Thank you so much for doing the timestamps. I'll grab them later today. I really, really appreciate you doing that. It makes takes such a huge load off me. I really, really appreciate it. Oh, the EVA in Sector 1 has been damaged. 5 people were injured, but nobody died, which is good. I think so far we haven't had any deaths. 4 deaths. We've had 4 deaths so far. Just gonna wait for the iron to come in, and then we're gonna turn the smelter back on. It'll be good when I can just run it all concurrently. I still need another 20 workers to wake up, though, before I can do that. Which is quite a lot. Three, 2, 1. Okay, that's online. That's all the houses here built. There's 6 homelessness still. We need another building. Because I've been building all of these buildings, the allies haven't been getting through to this sector. So I really need to actually maybe just cancel this for now and make sure we've got allies going through. It's also because I paused this working for a while. How are we doing here? 1.3 left on that event. Let's fast forward a little bit. We're okay on power, which is good. Okay, we're shipping allies again, that's good.
The science ship team has completed a task.
Block Market Society. Venturing deeper within, the team of the Eclipso reach a construction site, deserted and almost entirely frozen. Several possible storage areas have been identified but are blocked by ice. The team could try to break through the ice or restart the station's heating systems in an attempt to thaw the complex. In one of the storage areas, through the transparency of the ice, a preserved corpse can be seen. So I know that if you pick attempt to restart the station's heating systems, you destroy the station because it short circuits. So we're going to break through the ice. It's a very important choice that we break through the ice and we don't pick the other option. It's a catch-22 option. Alright, food is coming along. We're not actually digging into our food supplies yet, but we will be soon. It feels like we're getting a lot of non-workers in Sector 2. Okay, the really good thing is we're at optimal workers now with the iron mill running, which is really good news. I'm going to turn it off, though, so that we can bring in some more iron. So we're not that far off being able to have all three of these turned on at the same time, and that's going to make life so much simpler. Then what we're going to do is we're going to build another 2 cargo ships and just get them to start piling the iron in. And we're going to build more maintenance facilities to hold more iron. And we're basically going to hold a lot of iron in this sector. So that we can just continually produce alloys no matter what the environment is like outside the ship. We're also not that far off finishing this solar system. We only have a couple of events still to do. Which is pretty nice. What I would like to do is get this built, which is probably my next project for this sector. Once we're sure that we have food... Yeah, this is almost done. Are we overworked or extra hours with this on? Okay, I'm actually just going to leave it on. And I want to turn this on. Because this is going to speed the whole process up. Okay, we now have fully automated iron production, alloy production. I'm going to move the rest of our maintenance stockpiles over here. We're going to add another iron one, at least one more iron one. In fact, this could probably end up being an iron one down the road. Let me get an iron one now, rather than an alloy one. We'll put an alloy one here and an alloy one here. And then we'll have polymers and electronics. I think that's the way to do it. In the meantime, we'll get more people coming in. We also need to... We've got people starving in the sector. That's not good. So food's not coming through fast enough. Ugh. Every time you fix a problem, another 2 problems you raise their heads, basically. So what I need to do is I need to store more food in the sector. So Sector 2 needs to start storing 40 food. So food production is our next thing. Once we have electronics factories research, we'll research memorials. Once that's done, we'll be able to unlock the accelerated growth research for insect farms, which increases their food production speed by 10%. Electronics facilities are massive crash test. Polymer ones are quite slush. Well, I can show you the polymer one. The polymer factory is this big, and I'm going to try and put it in this sector here. It's going to go here, probably. And we'll bring the carbon into through this docking bay. So this one isn't too bad. The electronics one I can't show you yet. It's a very different footprint. It's very long and thin, which makes it quite hard to place. We could potentially put it here and have it in this... We might actually have it in this district behind the steel mills. It might fit in here really nicely, actually. Okay. This doesn't need to be powered on just yet, but it is useful to have. Okay, this is good, this is good. We're at 35 of 50 pods, we should be fine for that. We still need to collect a ton of pods.
Ship team has completed a task.
Okay, the Calypso team recovered a number of valuable resources. Via biometric data sampling, they identified the preserved corpse of that of Ulysses, administrator of Neptune's Hyperlux station, Thaki. The body was found with a handwritten letter of farewell and apology that Hamlet's of Thaki station appears to be unfinished. So we knew he was here because we found him on Mercury, we found his notes on Mercury, and now that we got his biometric data, we can actually get involved in an event on Neptune. Is it Neptune? Yes, related to him, which is quite nice. There's actually a chain from Venus to Saturn to Neptune if you're paying attention. So once we've got this science, we'll get the team over here and we'll do that. I'm also going to turn back on the collection of... we'll make it a low priority because we really do need to be picking up these bodies. We'll get you moving to Neptune. Okay. Right, food production's back online. 16 plus 16 is 32. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. We're just on top. Hey Ryan, have a good one. Have a good weekend. I'm not going to be on for much longer. What I'm planning to do is just get to the end of the solar system. That's what I'm going to end the stream. Hey Flutes, it's going okay. We haven't lost yet, so I guess that means we're winning. We almost lost the game when I couldn't get alloy production online, but alloy production is now online. Okay, electronics factory. This is the ship. Okay, it's not as big as I remember, but we could easily put an electronics factory right here, which I think would be a pretty good place to put it, because that would help us towards our requirements for the sector. And what I could do is put it there, and then I could have maintenance facilities here and here. Whoops. So I have one for silicon and one for electronics down there. So we'll just pause all of these. I don't want them to be built. I'm just placing them so I know where they are. And this will take electronics, and this will take silicon. And then over here, let's get the polymer factory placed as well. That goes there, and then we just need a maintenance facility. Oh no, don't build that. We just need a maintenance facility. Yeah, steel mills are huge, and you need so much more steel than anything else, more alloy. I guess I'll put the maintenance facility for the carbon here. Again, we'll pause that for now. Okay, that's them all just placed so I know where they're going. We may as well just extend this road out to here.
The science ship has arrived at its destination.
Okay, we're at Neptune now. Okay. Taiki Station has been almost entirely dismantled. The few areas left suggest that those who lived here were swimming in opulence. The place is huge. We have found a sealed room protected by heavily armored blast doors. Dents in the metal doors suggest that others have unsuccessfully tried to gain entry. Tommaso Fermi recommends the use of explosives. Given the state of the station, I think that is a bad idea. We have the option down here to use Olix's biometric data to open the sealed room, which is what we're going to do. I've never been able to do this before because I've always picked the wrong option in the Black Market Society. Alright. My objective right now is to get a second steel mill online. Because we're still not able to build a backlog of alloy, if you notice. I'm also starting to get into homelessness territory again. It's kind of never ending. But we will get there. So I want to, down the road, not straight away, I want to put a maintenance facility here and here. These are both going to be alloy maintenance facilities. And then I want another maintenance facility here and here. This one will be polymer, which we will turn off. I will pause. And this one... we'd actually need this one. Oh, this one could be our cryogenics, actually. And that's just using this space as efficiently as possible. But again, I don't want these to be built. But pause this, not turn it off. So they're all paused. No, this needs to be paused too. And this needs to be paused as well. Still going mishaps. Yeah, I'm trying to get to the end of the solar system. We have steel production online, which is good. We're getting a bit tight on food right now. And I also desperately need more alloy. Alloy is just still a really big problem. Hull integrity is falling. And... yeah, I'm struggling to stay on top of it. We need to get a second mill up and running as soon as possible, basically. That's our main problem at the moment. We're also got a secret event. We've got a secret option to an event on Neptune at the moment. And we've also found Outer Hope. I don't know if you were here for that. But we're getting there. We're winning, slowly. 8, 9... I want 2 electronics to be shipped over from Sector 1. It's not counting as built yet, is it? The problem is you have to have a maintenance facility for the type of resource before you can build it. So if I want to build any more of these, I need a maintenance facility that holds electronics, which is annoying. That's a good point. Maybe I need to do something with that. Hull integrity is now... Hull integrity isn't falling. I'm just, like, not quite capping it. We are getting close to power limit. The next upgrade for power is 45 and 1. We can afford one of those. We have 120. Let's build one solar panel while we can.
An accident has occurred.
That's a disaster. We've had a steel mill accident, which means the steel mill is offline until that gets repaired, and we're also short on workers. I want to send... that's not migration. I want this. I want to send 2 electronics to this sector. I want to start building this, but not until we've got more of a backlog. Okay, polymers are coming over. We've also placed our polymer factory and our electronics factories, but they're not coming online yet. I also am now running into population issues. I need to keep people housed. Or we're going to start people complaining about not having anywhere to live. I could actually dismantle this. No, let's just not do too many things at once. It's going to be turned off now. So 2 cycles this is offline for. It's a disaster. Neptune is about to finish. We'll just fast forward until it's done. See what we get for getting into the secret room. 3, 2, 1, and...
A science ship team has completed
The room's security systems were designed to read biometric data. The doors are only open for XCs. Inside the room are large quantities of resources necessary for the survival of the station's residents. The security protocols may be put in place in the anticipation of a staff revolt. Ready for extraction of 3 electronics, 50 bodies, 15 science, and we can now get the collapsible frames upgrade for stockpiles. That's everything we can get from here. So the collapsible frame upgrade is a research upgrade that we've just unlocked. Collapsible frames. Apparently we need tier 3 technology, but it gives them 2 more transporters, which is a pretty good late game technology to unlock. So they can transport 7 instead of 5, which seems like a nice upgrade for down the road. Alright, this needs to come back online ASAP. So we found mention of him in Venus. Then we traveled to the Black Market Society base on Saturn, and we found his body in the basement. And because we picked the right option, we were able to extract his biometric data, which allowed us to unlock a room in this facility that you normally can't get into. That was the process. Right, let's head to Uranus, and then we're going to head over to Outer Hope. Oh, I'm really worried about Alloy. I want to move these as soon as possible, so we can build more houses here. I would also like to get a second cargo ship up online. I really want to get a second steel mill online. 1 steel mill is not enough to keep you going. Yes, they're a person. They're not a subspecies. I think they're one of the Marduk Council. Stockpile in Sector 1 has been disabled due to an accident. Why are you at extra hours? Because people are injured. That's unfortunate. That's really unfortunate. We can turn this off for now. That makes things a little bit less of a problem. I can't believe this is what got damaged as well. We've got 4 people about to come out here. Are we topped? I got... Oh no, we got tons. Okay. We just can't keep up with the alloys. Once I got this house online, I probably need to start working on this steel mill. Even though I don't have the workers for it. Oh, Will! You're so kind. Thank you so much. You missed the ship almost fall apart because I couldn't get alloys anywhere, but I've managed to get alloy production online. Oh, we've done a few little story elements, but we're getting towards the end of this cycle, of the sector. And also, thank you so much. You're very, very kind. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you. That's really, really nice of you. I honestly don't know how to react, so thank you. Yeah. So we're just trying to push to get a second steel mill online, but at the same time, we need to make sure the ship's hull doesn't collapse because we're not producing enough alloy to build buildings and protect the ship's hull, unfortunately. And that's where our bottleneck is right now. If I get a second facility online, we'll start to produce an overabundance of alloy, and we can start building things. I think I'm just going to have to start construction, if I'm being completely honest. What I can do is I can resume construction, I can turn this on, and then once I can actually turn it off once the electronics are delivered, and then we don't need to power it. 1, 2, there we go. Okay.
No more resources available to mine.
Okay, we need to find some more iron to mine. We'll try and find a little bit of everything, but iron is like... I'm not too worried about polymers or... Polymers and electronics are kind of like a Solar System 2 resource issue. Solar System 1 is all about getting iron production up, alloy production up online. That's what we need to focus on here. So we're just going to have to take the hit to the hull integrity for a little while we get this up and running. But it will be worth it. I hope. It's really the only thing holding us back is getting this second steel mill online. Or we're going to have to work extra hours for a while, but, you know, we've got the people. We're also approaching homelessness in the sector. Also, food. 19 versus 16. That's pushing our limits for food. We're also now in danger of starving everybody. So we really need to get another insect farm up online, but that's not going to get built for a while. We did find some food out here, which has already been picked up at Neptune. We're about to arrive at Uranus. There's a weird event. This is a weird event. Our instruments have recorded abnormal thermal activity. Control, are you receiving us? We have found a tree. It seems impossible in such an environment. I've never seen anything like it. It is breathtaking. The tree sheds its leaves quite rapidly, but they reform almost instantly, crystallizing from the branches. The root structure appears to sink deep into the planet. I hope you're receiving our images. This feels like a fever dream. We can do a Naomi protocol. I'm not sure what the Naomi protocol is, but let's just cut the tree down. But let's carry out ecological analysis before we do anything extreme and kill the tree that's on Uranus. Okay. How are we doing? Hull integrity is over 75%. So I think we can afford to spend the time here getting this up and running. It's just all about the race, isn't it? Things here are a little bit drastic. We're not going to get this built for a while. We have stockpile of food, but it's not going to last us forever. We've got enough for a couple of cycles. Once we get our... Oh, research. Damn. We need to get more research done. I didn't realize I wasn't doing any research, because we need to get organized by... Sorry, accelerated growth research completed. Cut the tree down with strategically placed explosives. It's not just cut the tree down. That is true. The Naomi protocol always seems to involve explosives as well. Okay, we're halfway through building the second steel mill. I'm still live lightning, yeah. Not for much longer. I'm getting to the end, but I really want to get Earth finished before I'm done. Not Earth, I want to get the solar system finished, so that next time I stream this, I'm starting in a new system. There's only a few events left to do, I hope. If I remember right, we've got a thing to do at Outer Heaven, a thing to do at Jupiter, and we're done. This is why I want to move the alloy stockpile over here, so they don't having to travel backwards and forwards every time to do construction like this. We're up to 45 unhomed people in this sector. I'm gonna upgrade. There's a research we can take. If we go into the poor quarters research, you can research smart homes. No, optimized quarters at tier 2. Houses up to 40 crew members in average accommodation. That really helps with happiness. Wow, lightning. That I've obviously been on for a while. Alright. After analysis of various samples, the tree appears to be almost entirely edible. Its roots, leaves, and fruit can all be eaten. RNA sampling suggests that the tree is the result... Also, welcome back, Mishaps. I don't think I said welcome back. Extensive bioengineering experimentation, and also welcome lightning. It's unknown how it was germinated here or who's responsible for the feat. We've got 15. Okay, so we can harvest the edible elements of the tree, or we can cut it down with strategically placed explosives. This will still be available after we harvest the edible elements, but this will get us some much-needed food. Okay, we're almost finished with the steel mill. Are they actually, like, clipping into each other? It looks like they are slightly clipping into each other because of the curve of the station. Unfortunately, I can't change my view enough to see that better. 5 alloy left. Let's just fast forward a little bit. Okay, we are getting there. 1 more alloy. 1 more alloy. Okay. Construction is now underway on the second steel mill, which is a huge moment. That's good. That's really good. 50 people are homeless in Sector 2. So I'm going to have to do something about that. Yep, hull negatives is a problem, but we don't have the alloy. We now are producing alloys that are going into repairing the hull because we've stopped building over here. I'm going to be so tight on jobs that once this is online, the backlog here will be cleared up, and I won't have the jobs for this. Lots of empty space above the buildings. You mean, where you mean that mishaps? Yes, they are. It's because the station is curved. Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, we could build a level. I get you now. We could build a level above. That would be great if we could. So we can build skyscrapers into the wall later.
Team has completed
Okay.
a task.
25 food has been found. All that leaves is the Naomi protocol cut down the tree. Let's do it. Why not? Right, this is almost done. Yeah, Z-axis would help a lot. But sadly we can't. There's tons of wasted space, for sure. Why are we building buildings in the station? These facilities I can kind of understand, but yeah. It's kind of just something you have to accept as part of the, just that kind of game. Okay, we have both steel mills online and we're at extra hours. This is big. And yeah, they are definitely... I don't think they're clipping into each other. I think they're just not touching. Yeah, they're maybe just clipping into each other. It's hard to see with the bloom. Oops. Okay. But we've got 2 steel mills online, which means we should now be building up an actual stockpile of alloys. We also have the extra food online, which is good. Okay, let's get started on some more housing. That's a battery. I did that again. I did that last time. I want to put the housing here. So let's unpause this construction. That's probably it. Again, I'm pretty sure the Tycoon was not originally designed for this purpose. I think it was refactored when the Vol drive needed to be tested.
No more resources available to mine.
See if we can find some more iron. I think we're eventually going to move over to Jupiter. There's a slight spoiler there, so let's see if there's anything around Jupiter. Yeah, that could happen. The hull is definitely a weak hull. Okay, let's disassemble this. Yeah, very Matrix of me viewing them as batteries. Come on, I'm trying to push hard to finish this sector. Okay, we now moved alloy housing to somewhere else, which is good. So I can fit a house in here. I'm going to need a couple of houses. Where can I move food production to? I can move food to here for now. People are going hungry, which is a problem. We really need to get a better food solution in place. I might build another 2 insect factories. So the house population here, with extra hours, I actually do need to move some people. So Sector 1 needs
An accident has
only...
occurred.
We'll send 10 people over from Sector 2 to Sector 1. We've had an accident there, okay. And then I'm going to build another 2 insect farms. Oh. What just happened there? The stockpile, the food stockpile exploded. Oh, that's fine. We're going to dismantle it rather than repair it. Do I need to repair it before I can dismantle it? Ugh, that's annoying. That's really annoying. Okay, but...
Population transfer complete.
Still extra hours here? Oh, I'm 1 short. They're very similar. They're very similar in gameplay basics, just with a different theming between Frostpunk and this. Especially when you get later into the game and people start to really lose their minds. I need to send another 10 workers over. I'm basically going to eventually remove everything that's here to build more housing. Housing in Sector 1 is currently fine. So even if I'm in Sector 2, the game will tell me if I have a problem in Sector 1. So housing in Sector 1, we currently have... where do I check? I check it here. We have housing for 180 people, and we currently have 173 people in the sector. So we may need to build a new house for people moving over. What was that?
Population transfer complete.
The crew of the mining ship Thor have become more experienced. The mining ship now extracts resources at a greater rate. It's a huge reinforced bulkhead that we can't get rid of. You can't get rid of those bulkheads at all, sadly. When the tree fell, a plaque was revealed that had been buried in its roots. The tree was a collaboration between Henry Bargeville and Rabia Nyokand when they joined the Ashtangites. They offered their creation to humanity, hoping they would erase some of the debt created by the atrocities of Dolos. The Calypso team felled the tree and prepared the resulting resources for extraction. End Naomi Protocol. Okay, we'll grab that 15 food, then we'll head over to Outer Heaven. So that 15 science, we'll head over to Outer Heaven. 13, 12, 11, 10. We're gonna have to start building some batteries soon. That's our next big issue. Because we need enough power to travel to Jupiter, which is gonna be 2.3 cycles worth. Although we could travel to Earth first, which means we probably only need 2 cycles worth of power. But that's my next construction. 2, 1, and off to Outer Hope. Okay. So yeah, Sector 1, good catch, crash test, because Sector 1 now doesn't have enough people, but that will be fixed soon. Okay, now that this is online, we can take this offline. Memorials has been unlocked. That's everything from Tier 1. Okay. So we can now research fire stations, waste treatment centers, fusion stations, colonization training centers, legislative strengthening centers, DLS centers, cell housing, which holds housing for 125 people. We could also research, we can't see because of Eden, crop farms and mushroom walls. Right now, though, there's 2 researchers I want to grab. The first is accelerated growth research. This will mean our insect farms produce food faster. And I can now build these memorials, which I don't have the resources for yet, but I will soon. Why do we want extra resources here? Do we have people in the infirmary? Yeah, we do have people in the infirmary. Okay, I need to keep an eye on that. I should maybe slow down a little bit. We're getting a little bit frantic. So we are short by another 10 workers, because I've just finished building these others. Okay. So if I send another 10 workers over, it's going to put Sector 2 behind, but Sector 2 is the only place actually waking people up at the moment. And as long as we stay at extra hours, I'm not too concerned. Yes, there is hull tech in the tech lab, but it's not unlocked yet. So kinetic compensation jacks require Tier 3, reinforced steel cladding requires Tier 3, and steel fiber patches requires Tier 3. However, in the EVA airlock, we can research tell them what they need to hear, which increases research efficiency by 5%. But my priorities right now are better food. Then we're going to research, where is it? Tech lab. We're going to research assistant promotion, which greatly increases our research gain, our passive research gain. And then we're going to research optimized quarters, which gives us a better housing to put our people in. It holds more people in the same footprint. It holds 40 people instead of 30 people, and it makes people happier to live in those facilities.
Population transfer complete.
Hull tech, the ones that we have do kinetic compensation jacks means the hull takes 20% less damage from direct impacts. Reinforced steel cladding is hull deterioration while moving is reduced by 10%, and steel fiber patches hull deterioration while moving is reduced by 20%. So there's no that's all those do. Okay, we're just waiting for this to be deconstructed. And then what I'm probably going to do is remove the cryo facility over here. And we're going to turn all of this into housing. Are you at Outer Hope yet? Almost at Outer Hope. Cool. So what we're seeing now is we actually have food. We actually have alloy stored now. It's no longer the case where I'm panicking because we have nothing. I can do that, but then I need to house them and migrate them. It's better to have them just in a sector that I'm building up. Eventually, we're going to technically finish this sector, Henry, and I'm not going to want to bring any more workers online here, and I'll open a cryotech in the new sector I open up. I will wake them up there. But there's no way to, like, there's no specialization just for cryotech. This is a space specialized sector. This is going to be an industry specialized sector, and then we're going to have this as a food specialized sector over here. The third hull text says Tycoon is a prototype station not designed for long-term deployment alone in space. Yeah, good catch. Well caught. I didn't have that open very long. Not clear if that conflicts with the revived old station idea. No, I think that does make sense. Let's look at getting polymer production online. That's our next goal. So let's get this to resume, but we'll have it turned off when it comes online. And then we're going to get electronics production online. Yeah, we have a backlog of cryogenic pods here for storage, so we're fine. Because they come in through here, get stored here, and then they get moved through to here. So it doesn't matter if this is full, because we have a backlog storage here.
A science ship has arrived at its destination.
Okay, science ship has arrived at Outer Hope. Outer Hope is surrounded by wreckage and debris from a past battle. Broken equipment and frozen bodies float around the station. The emergency signals is transmitting from inside. Let's search Outer Hope. This is the end of the Sol sector we're now starting on, which I'm trying to speed run through a little bit because I know how late it is, but I really want to finish it. Yeah, tech quotes all have lore in them. When I actually research them, I will go through the quotes. So right now we are researching insect farm, accelerated growth. While attending the International Livestock and Agricultural Show, I had fun imagining what it would be like to have similar competitions for the insects we work on. I don't think the world is ready for that yet. Oh, that's a really good shout, Crash. Yes, I see what you mean. Let's, how can I fix that? I have to ship a bunch back. Let's, just for the moment, we'll ship them all. No, I mean, yeah. We're just gonna ship cryopods back over just for the moment so we can empty this. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm shutting them back. Also, notice both steel mills are offline clearing waste, which isn't ideal. I like this track. Outer Hope is being researched. Let's start getting batteries under construction as well. I don't have room for batteries here, but I can, but I won't have room for the road. Let's put... where do I want to put my batteries? I think I want to build a road along here. And then I'll put the batteries. Maybe like here, 1 for 1. I need to empty the new one in order to take them out of this one. They will not take the stock from here and move it to another sector. They have to put it into another stockpile in the same sector, unfortunately. So I need them to empty the new one in order for them to empty this one. It's a little bit frustrating, but that's just the way the game works. Let me just check what our guys are doing. So there's 55 cryopods left in the system at the moment. You are polymer? Yeah. So we need to do you next. So we're actually running short of iron. Is there iron on the map to collect? Yeah, there is. I want to get some more ships up and running soon. More cargo ships.
A science ship team has completed a task.
Okay. Outer Hope lies in ruins.
Administrator, a new request awaits your attention.
Many embalmed bodies were found in the remains of the station. We keep finding embalmed bodies, which is a very interesting thing. Deliberately arranged in spiral-like patterns. Great care and attention seems to be paid to the bodies. The Calypso team traced the emergency broadcast and after clearing away several tons of debris, discovered a hidden room buried beneath the detritus. The room was sealed with an automatic lock that requested Tycoon identification codes. Upon entering the codes, a brief message flashed across the input screen. Truth is the story that best resists reality. Interesting quote. Inside, the team found Outer Hope's black box, a number of resources, and a data log from Rabbi Nyakond. It contained the following message. Administrator, you carry with you what the echo of the future allowed us to create. Self-similar space will reveal the pattern. The black box's data can be analyzed using the Tycoon's tech lab. New event, the legacy of Dolos. Embalmed is specifically not frozen, because we had an earlier event where we found embalmed people and the log made a point of saying that was not how people are normally, dead bodies are normally treated by our society when we left. We're going to search the battlefield next. We need science in order to research this. So I'm going to stop researching what we're researching because we need to get the black box researched ASAP. Outer Hope was a station. It was a station building the Pythagoras, which is the advanced version of our station. We know this. They revealed it to us in the intro. I think maybe after the intro, you maybe missed that bit. Okay, we have 4 people starving in Sector 2, which isn't good. Okay, we finally got that done. Let's fix the resource management here. So chronic puzzle thing, we want min and we want max. And now I can build a couple more houses here. And then we can start moving the rest of this as well. So, I don't want to do too much at once, but this should fix our problem. 44, that's going to add another 30 houses. It's not going to fix the problem. Ugh. It'll stop us hitting problems with so many things to balance, which I love. We're actually having problems with food being picked up. We're overproducing food right now. Let's start shipping 60 food over. Mess halls can feed 50 people. We can build additional. So each mess hall can feed a maximum of 500 people, but we can build additional mess halls. The good thing about batteries specifically is they don't require any workers. Okay, that's all happening. Outer Hope is happening. We've got polymer production is ready to go. I just need a maintenance facility for carbon. I think I can resume construction on this. So we need enough power in our batteries for 2 cycles of backup power before we can leave Earth orbit. That's our next objective. So I put this here. I can just move the road over to here, which is more efficient anyway. Hey Amy, how's it going? Yeah, battery conducting would be boring. I'd much rather work in the insect farms, which look gross as hell to work in. It's not a very nice place to live. We need to get some alternate life facilities and stuff up soon. Okay, everyone in Sector 2 has now been fed. There's 1 battery online. Let's get another battery online. It's too exciting to work as a battery conductor. Well, possibly. Oh, we've got an event here. Managed to receive the data from the Outer Hope's black box. For analysis required. Yeah, that's fine. I am working on it. Sector 2 is struggling with housing, however. We're going to add another 60 houses, another 30 houses here. Research is just getting away from us a little bit. That's our new bottleneck is research. We're just not finding any science. Better life. Yeah, can you imagine? These people are constantly... Look, if you look at this, how busy the EVA is. They don't need to be connected. It's all good. Does that actually not... Oh, it hasn't got a road going to it. I assumed it was snug up. Oh, that's annoying. Is that where I want to put it then? What I'll do instead is I'll just build a road here. Okay, that's all done. How are we looking at Outer Heaven? Outer Heaven is 0.9 cycles away. This is about to come up online, so what we're going to do is we're going to add a new requirement to this ship. It's going to pick up carbon when there's nothing else to pick up. And then we can use the carbon to get this up and running when we're ready to. I love how that got built and there was instantly an accident. Let's move. So how many people do we need here now? We need to send 10 workers over. So we'll transfer 10 workers from Sector 2 to Sector 1. Cool. Just having accidents left and right now. Even though we're optimal conditions here.
A science ship team has completed a task.
Okay, we've finished going through the battlefield. The battle seems to be made up of multiple engagements with debris from the conflict, mostly consisting of wrecked shuttles. Some of the destroyed ships bear the insignia of the UN, although the majority carry duelist emblems. Sophisticated weapon systems were also identified among the wreckage, bearing the acronym BMS, which we know as Black Market Systems. The Calypso's team was able to salvage some resources from the debris. We also dismantle Outer Hope, but we're going to collect the science first. More houses needed in Sector 1. I think we're okay in Sector... Oh, but when the people move over, you're right. We will need more. Let's build another house here. We lost 2 people in an accident, which sucks. What's the Sector 1 accident? I have not understood. It's just the... this came online and someone fell over instantly. So an extra hours in both because we've got lots of people injured right now. But that will catch up. 3 factions. The UN, Dolus, and Black Market Society, which we've only seen a little bit of so far.
Transfer complete.
So we should now be optimal. Yeah, good. We're optimal back in Sector 1. Let's fix this road. So I need to move food. What's this set up to be? This is set up to be another alloy. We need to move food at some point, and we need to move this so that we can get this built out into more housing. We'll also need to move the Crownix facility and the maintenance facility. The maintenance facility I can move right now. We just demolish it. And then we can instantly build another one for free. And that's freed up a little bit of space. Now, I want to move this road to... So I want to put another house in here. So I could do this, which is a little bit ugly. But that means I've got room for a building here. Oops. And how's our battery going? Still waiting on more resources. Okay. The Black Market Society was in the battle. There was specifically the weapons for BMS. That's correct. They were supplying the weapons, possibly to the UN or possibly to S2's on extra hours. Yeah, I know it's on extra hours. It's because I moved population over. We're still waking people up, so that will clear out soon. So we're probably going to need 3 batteries in this sector. What we can do is we can power things down while we're moving. For instance, we could power down one of the steel mills. And then if I turn one of these off... No, we'd have to turn both of them off. And I'd like them to keep producing while we're traveling. We also still need to build batteries in Sector 1. So once we fix population, that's our next goal. Yeah, I'm actually going to move the cryo all the way over here and the mess hall all the way over here.
Administrator, a new request awaits your attention.
Okay, black box is done. Let's finish the insect. Actually, I don't think we need this right now. We're overproducing food. Let's get the most important research we can get right now. Assistant promotion. Increases the production rate of science to 3 units every 5 cycles. So without this research, I'll show you what we have. It is sometimes among those who serve in the shadow of lights of the present that we find the geniuses of tomorrow. That's a Dolos quote. So right now, our facility produces... oh, it's just broken. It produces 1 science every 30 cycles. So it's a big upgrade. Administrator. The Black Box's data has provided some useful information. A Dolos facility has been located hidden in the atmosphere of Jupiter. Officially designated Hephaestus, that's another Greek name. The site was used to develop a new type of Vol engine. It has also accommodated the construction of a Taurus-class superstructure known to the Dolos as the Protagoras. This iteration of the Tycoon was sent on a mission to seek out the habitable exoplanet Remus, where the last survivors of Earth could establish a new home. Despite the damage done to Outer Hope, the station was still able to later receive a distress signal from the Protagoras with Vol jump coordinates encoded, indicating the ship's last presumed location. The personal computer upgrade. Research speed is increased by 20%, which isn't that essential. Go to forges and smithing, yeah. We're really struggling on iron right now. Like, really struggling on iron. We need to get that second ship up and running. Let's get our polymer stockpile ready to go. And we'll just dismantle this one. That's 2 batteries online here. I'll let them charge up and see if that's enough for 2 cycles worth of travel. So I can build some houses here, which will alleviate a little bit of the pressure without me needing to move anything else. Alright, how are things looking here? We're optimal. We've got enough housing once this is built. Where's the accident here? It says it's an accident in Sector 1. I don't see the accident. We're just waiting on houses here. Once we build this, we'll have enough. I think once these 2 batteries are charged, we should have 2 cycles worth of travel. We now have enough houses in Sector 1. I still don't see where the accident is in Sector 1. Weird. I just realized we've finished Outer Hope, so we need to head to Jupiter. .7 power. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to build some batteries in Sector 2. Sector 1, sorry. Top right corner. No, that was... the tech lab was just venting... The tech lab was just venting waste. It wasn't suffering from an accident. So the tech lab, you can now see, produces 1 science every 30 cycles. And with this upgrade we're researching, it's going to produce... 3 science every 5 cycles. It's a huge increase in science production. It's like if you don't research this as early as you can, it can really slow your game down a lot. But you have to research all of this technology around the outside before you unlock the ability to research this. Once we've got this research, we're going to research insect farms. We're then going to research level 2 crew quarters. We're then going to start looking at the upgrades we've got to our science ships, our mining ships, and our cargo ships. These are all important. Oops. Okay. So we're up to 1.8 power. This is at 76%. I think when it's fully charged, as long as we don't bring anything else online in the sector, we'll have enough for 2 cycles worth of power, which is perfect. It charges off your available solar power energy, so if you build more solar panels, you actually, we could probably build another solar panel right now, and that would help out a lot. Let's get that done. Yeah, that's what we need to build right now, and that will speed up our battery generation as well. Okay, we're getting there, everybody. It is almost time to leave this solar system, and that's what I'm going to end the stream. I appreciate those of you who've stuck around for the whole stream. That's really impressive. I know it's been a very long stream. It's longer than I intended it to be, but I just like playing this game. I really do. My partner may be a little bit annoyed with how long I played for, but whatever. sure they'll understand. Okay, new solar panels are under construction. Also, if we zoom out, we can see here the 2 EVA bays, which I think is really cool. And if we come around the other side, you can see the docking bay, the probe launcher, and the other docking bay here in our other sector. I like that that gets reflected on the outside of the station. It's just a small thing, but I think it makes a big difference just for immersion. Okay, we are at 2.1 power. That's perfect. We just need to get this up here. We're just slightly off on homes, unfortunately, in this sector.
Science ship has arrived at its destination.
Okay, they arrived at Jupiter. Summary of intelligence on Hephaestus. The coordinates received the black box Hephaestus construction facility. Using encrypted channels and Dolus communication protocols found on Outer Hope to access Hephaestus, it seems to have awoken the resident PA. Diagnostics revealed that prior to the failure of the site's data archiving systems, the facility had been inactive for several decades. Strangely, the industrial zone is currently powered and operational. Yeah, exactly, nice guys. The Eclipse's team, I am hungover, but we will talk about that. So we'll send the team in, but we know we need to move over there. So the next thing we're going to do is just get batteries up and running in this sector, and that will mean that we can get moving ASAP. The next thing I want to get building is I want to get electronics production up and running, just so that that's done, and then I want to get... Actually, we could probably build another cargo... Oh, yeah, I want to build another cargo ship. I've done the best I can to try and keep my construction with as little gaps in it as possible, but it's not 100% possible to do that. Oh, hang on a second. Slight issue. We don't have enough polymer to finish the solar panel construction. Which means we're going to have to delay the ship, but that's fine. We've got carbon stacking up here. I need to get polymer production online, which means I need another 15 workers in this sector, which means moving 15 workers over from here. But I could move 15 over and we'd still be at extra hours. Sector 2 to Sector 1. Start migration. That means I can turn this on. And that means polymer production is now underway, which means I can change this back from min to 20. Okay, solar panels under construction. We now have polymers being produced, and that's really good. Yeah, almost 3:30. You're right, Crash. We're almost there, though. We're so close. I can taste it. I'm gonna try. I don't think there's many cryopods left. There's 76 cryopods left in system, which is what the Santa sleigh is focused on picking up. They're just scattered around the edge of the system. Santa sleigh's having to go all the way out to Outer Hope to grab them, and I think that's the only place there are. Mars has 32, and Neptune has 23.
Available to mine.
I'll probably get my other cargo ship to pick it up as well, like both of my cargo ships when I get them built. In fact, I may focus on that for a little bit before we leave.
Population transfer complete.
I don't think this is updated yet. Maybe we need to move more people over. It says here I need another 8 workers to get this working as efficiently as possible. Let's build another house here. Actually, we'll get a battery building as well. No, iron and silicon we can find in the next system. It's cryo bodies is the one thing we can't. Here's what I'm going to do. That's a really good point. I'm going to set resources so that we are sitting at 50-50 on cryopods between both sectors. And now I'm going to actually retask. When this ship is done, it's going to pick up cryo bodies for me to start with.
The science ship team has completed a task.
We have reached the automated construction site, which despite its age is still in good working condition. Although the Dolus technology here is recognizable, it's much more advanced than what we have on board the Tycoon. In the control room for the site, we come across a mausoleum dedicated to Liara Fraus. The resident PA identified us as Dolus personnel and granted access to the data records. Oh my goodness, I just had a thought. These confirm that Hephaestus site was used to construct and house an advanced prototype of the Vol engine, codenamed Ixion. The engine of this type is currently moored to an EKP structure with a harness link. Our engineers say one of our mining ships could tow this, attaching the Ixion engine to the Tycoon will restore our Vol jump capabilities. extract Ixion from the atmosphere of Jupiter. A mining ship will dispatch this Festus and attach to the Ixion harness. Ixion will be extracted from Jupiter's atmosphere, ready for installation. And another 200 cryopods, which we need to make sure we have storage for. We're not leaving them behind. So I need to build extra maintenance facilities. But I can fill a maintenance facility up, close it, build another one, close it, build another one, close it. So it's not the end of the world. But we're almost there. I've just had a thought about something that I'm going to talk about in a minute, about who this PA is. Okay, the other ship is now ready. For now, I'm going to get it to pick up iron. But we're going to give it a submission of picking up cryo bodies. So when we run out of iron, it'll pick these up. We also need these to have a sub of picking up silicon. And I want to get this online. For optimal conditions here with extra hours here, we need another 8 workers. So let's move 10 workers over from here. And I definitely need to get another house built, another 2 houses built in this sector. But I can build 1 and, whoops, 1 and 1. Yeah, I think it might be Fraus who is the uploaded, who is the PA, because there is a memorial to her at the facility. Fraus was one of the Marduk Council, and the person we talked to, I'm pretty sure, has a French accent, and she had a French accent, I think. We'll see when we talk to the PA. Right, we're at 2 power here. We're at 0.5 power here, so we're just waiting for that charge to complete. We may need a couple more batteries. So this one is only at 81% charged. We might need a 3rd battery in the sector. But what we can pretty soon do is move to Earth. For Earth, we need 0.6 cycles of charge. I think we've actually got enough already. Almost. When this is charged, we're going to move to Earth. And then we're going to get ready to move to Jupiter.
Population transfer complete.
Okay. So this is now... Yeah, we have 210 workers. Once they've been applied, they should be off extra hours. And this is still bringing people online. We do need more houses here, though, which is annoying. Just not ready to move the food hall yet. Let's... For now, I'm going to build a section over here. And this is where we're going to put a new mess hall. And a new food storage facility. It's not ideal, but it will do for now. And then once they've been built, we'll just dismantle these. Okay, we're at 0.6 power here. So let's move the Tycoon to Earth. And you'll see when we come in here, everything's running off battery power. So the lights are funny. And you know, if we were worried about running out...
Accident has occurred in the Tycoon.
Losing crew members to accidents sucks. We will not dismantle this until a meal cycle has passed. That's very important. And that's it, we've arrived at Earth. So we'll now just let the batteries recharge. How are things going over here? We're waiting for the mining ship is here. So the mining ship is currently pulling the tether out of Jupiter's protection. We've collected all of the cryos from Outer Hope. We still have them at Neptune and Mars, though. So what I think I'm going to do is set the new ship as a priority for cryo as well. The Mirsmudner, I think is how that's pronounced, maybe. And they're going to start bringing in cryos as well. And we're probably going to need to build some more maintenance facilities to hold them. So from Earth to Jupiter, we require 2.1 cycles worth of power. We've got 2.1 cycles worth of power in this sector, but we need a lot more in this sector. We're also using up a lot of our alloys constructing this facility here. So that slowed that down a little bit.
A science ship team has completed a task.
The extraction procedure was a success. Hephaestus' PA helped us a lot during the operation. She may try to contact the Tycoon directly. May we follow the self-similar pattern. That's it again. And there's the engine being pulled out of Jupiter. 45 science is pretty nice to find, and now we need the Ixion in orbit of Jupiter to continue. So after the next meal cycle, I will transfer this over, and then we can build some more houses over here. We also need more houses in Sector 1, but they are under construction. We're just short on supplies because of the rebuilding I've been doing. Meal cycle is now, which is actually really handy. I'll just turn something off, mishaps, for now, because it's 40 alloys I don't have at the moment, so I'll probably just turn a steel mill off while we're traveling to make sure that we're clear. So as soon as the meal cycle is complete, we'll dismantle the marketplace, and then the mess hall, and then I can build a whole strip of new houses here, which will sort our housing problem out. Food is looking really good right now. It's probably not going to stay that way for too much longer, but our next job when we get to the next solar system will be getting electronics construction online, and then we're going to look at getting all of this up into farming, but that will be for the next stream. Yeah, they're both offline now. Calypso's retrieved all the science from Jupiter. Excellent. So Calypso has nothing to do now, but that's fine. We freed up this space here, so let's fix this road. You can really feel the curve when you look at it like this. Having one main road through a sector with as little turns in as possible is also hugely beneficial. Which is one of the things this is going to fix for me. That's housing problems sorted in this area. We're up to 0.9. We need a lot more batteries in this sector, unfortunately. It's going to take a while to get it online, which is a bit annoying, but I shouldn't need to build anything else but batteries for a while. Oh, do we not have a connection? Yeah, we do have a connection. It's just an awkward connection. There's something to go around, but that's okay. Let me just build a road. Bring this road back for the moment. Okay, technology assistant promotion is done. Let's get optimized quarters researched. After my intervention at the UN headquarters and the attack that followed, the UN started to attack Dolos in every possible way. The living conditions of the employees in our space tests were no exception to the rule. So I think some of this lore is actually from after we left the system. The science ship crews can finally take a long vacation and work on their TANs by the Ally Foundry. Yes, they can indeed. The science team have done a lot of work in this system. I think they do deserve a rest. It doesn't matter, by the way. We have storage in the docking bay. We can just leave the cryonic pods in the docking bay without a penalty for now. It's not the end of the world. We could also get another cargo ship up and running. Do we need another cargo ship? I think we need another mining ship, so that when we have one that could focus on silicon and carbon, and another one that focuses on iron. I'm not going to decide what other ship I need to build until we leave the sector, I think. Once this is disassembled, I'll sort the road out. Okay, alloys are flowing. Looking quite good. Yeah, exactly. Things we learned from files on ruined stations and stuff like that. Stuff like that. So I don't know where that came from. I apologize. Let's get this built. And then we'll dismantle this. Excellent. Alright, this is looking so much cleaner now. It makes me happy. We'll have to move the cryonics facility at some point as well, but that's not a high priority right now. Everybody but 4 people have houses. We're working extra hours here. Let's move some more people over. We need... it's because we have people in the infirmary, I'm guessing. Yeah. Let's just send 5 people over and that will sort that out. Only workers from Sector 2 to Sector 1. So now we're sitting at optimal still in the sector, which is great. Cool. So we need one more alloy before we can start building the next battery. We're sitting at 1.2. I think one more battery should get us there. And I can do things like I can turn off the probe launcher. We actually have no need for that to be on. That's 9 power. 6 power I've just freed up. Comes more alloys. Calypso is back. Calypso is just hanging out at... I can send Calypso back. No, Calypso has to stay at Jupiter until the Tycoon gets here. Otherwise it cancels the event. So we have to leave them until they're in the middle. They're still in the middle of this event. So they're just hanging out at Jupiter right now. Once the Tycoon gets there, we can bring them back. We still have cryopods at Mars and Neptune. Okay, let's get another battery under construction. That should be the last one we need to build.
Population transfer complete.
And I'm going to try and stockpile alloys. I'm not going to try and build anything else apart from housing until we get out of the solar system. We can do something pretty amazing in a couple of seconds. Oh, Sector 2's gone neutral. Because we have 250 unopened cryopods in the station. Damn it. Okay, we are almost ready to get out of here, and I cannot wait. Just waiting for this battery. So we're at 1.4. We maybe need one more battery after this. I'm waiting, Crash Test. We're at 97% of the research towards optimized quarters. Once we have optimized quarters, I will build more houses. But there's no point building more crappy crew quarters if I've got optimized quarters on the way. They have the same footprint as 2 crew quarters. And they hold 40 people instead of 15. And they give a small boost to happiness if most of your crew are in them. They're just so much better. It's why I've been laying my houses out like this, because I can then replace them. I can just replace them all with optimized quarters, and it only costs me an extra 10 alloy to house 40 people there rather than 30 people. It's just a win-win. Like, it's such a good upgrade. It's such a fantastically good upgrade. Once we get there. Okay, that battery's online and charging. We've got the other battery almost ready. We're just waiting on the Science Center to produce one more science, which is going to do in a second. That will give us the one science we need to finish the research here. I'm going to put our food request in Sector 2 up to 80. Optimized quarters has been researched. Let's get exoskeletons researched. So exoskeletons allow for unique interactions during science events. Before the invention of EKP, it was the machine and not humanity who explored space more and more deeply. Whilst waiting for the new stage of genetic evolution, it is by cleaving closely to the machine that humanity can discover new horizons. Yeah, we got it, Ace. We got it. So now what I can do, and don't shout at me, we're going to demolish these crew quarters, which is going to make some people homeless. But once they're demolished, we're going to build an optimized quarter in the slot here, and that's going to give us so much leeway. And then we're just going to slowly replace all of our houses. It won't take too long to make the switch. And it takes a little bit of the pressure off our steel mills. Because the problem we're having right now is our cargo ships having to grab iron from all the way over here. It's taking a long time to transition back and forth. This is almost done. 5. Yeah, that's under construction now. We're at 2, so we're ready to move. Once this is built, we're ready to move. Oh, these also require the same amount of power as well. Yeah, it probably would be better, you're right. But once I've got one done, they kind of take care of that themselves. Okay, we're just waiting on this to be built, and we'll have enough power to move. So let me just confirm that I do have enough power. It's 2.1. 2.1 cycles. So we're going to be at 2.1 cycles very quickly here. We're currently at 2.1 cycles here. In the future, we're definitely going to need another battery. But what I'll probably do is I'll just power down. I can power down this stockpile, and now we're at 2.2, and that's all we need to worry about. So once this is at 2.1, I'm going to wait for this to get to 2.2, and then we're going to move to Jupiter. That's it. We're ready to move to Jupiter. Let's go. Goodbye, Earth. I forgot to have a look at it while we were here, but you get a flyby as we drive away. And the Tycoon is on its way to Jupiter. So we've actually picked up all of the cryopods from Jupiter. We just have them Mars and Neptune. So Neptune has 23 and Mars has 32. We don't want to leave these behind. These are crew members we can never get again if we lose them. How many do we have in storage right now? Does it tell us on the screen? We have 173 in storage. We're doing a pretty good job of keeping people woken up. Optimal conditions here, optimal conditions here. And we're just going to start slowly replacing our buildings with optimized quarters. A view of the Tycoon just chilling through space. And we're almost at the end of the sector. As soon as we get these cryopods on board, I'm getting out of here. So the default building holds 15 people. The advanced one holds 40 people in the footprint where 2 of the old ones would hold 30. It is a straight upgrade. Oh, how many people stored in each building? Cryo people. 99 in this one, 100 in this one, and then 93 in this docking bay, and 41 in this docking bay. We're kind of just stacking them up in the docking bays right now. And we've got 23 to grab from Neptune, and we've got 32 to grab from Mars. Mars will take 2 cargo ship journeys, Neptune will take 1 cargo ship journey, and then they're done. I'm probably going to save the cutscene for the next stream opening. Yes, Neil. But we'll get everything ready, so we've got the jump button on screen, and that's where we're going to end the stream. God, I can't believe I've been going for 4 hours. This has been... I've just been really having a lot of fun. I'm definitely getting tired now, though. It's also turning into a very hot day. It's 22 degrees for me right now. And I'm not in a room that has any cooling, and I have a sleeping dog with me, and the door is closed, so I'm getting quite hot. And I'm a little bit hungover. That's it, we've made it to Jupiter. So let's prepare the Ixion for Tycoon connection. They have 30 cryopods in them. They're coming to pick up the last, sadly, the last 2 that are left here. And then we just need to grab Neptune, and that's it, we can get out of the system. I want to speed time up a little bit. The biggest problem we have right now is that iron is going to take a long time to get to us here, because the cargo ship is traveling all the way from over here. But there is an iron grab here, so they'll just be able to go back and forward a lot faster. I got this ready for this reason. And I know we haven't actually harvested any silicon, but we will be ready to harvest silicon next time. In fact, let's get this constructed as well, because this is our silicon store. 40. That's hot already for this time of year. It's been really cold in Melbourne. Really cold. It was freezing last night. Very unseasonal. Minus 36 in hull integrity. That's okay. You take extra hull integrity damage while the ship is traveling. There's nothing you can do about it. While the ship travels, you take extra damage. And also, at the moment, we don't have alloy coming through because we didn't have any iron ore coming in. But now the cargo ship can grab iron ore from here. It'll bring it in much faster. They're on their way to Neptune to grab the last people. And we're just finishing off this. We're almost ready to jump. Actually, here's what I'll do. I'm going to save the game before the jump. I'm going to jump for the stream for the people who are here right now. You deserve it. And then I'll reload the save for the next stream and just jump that for people who join the start of the stream. I think that's the best way to do it.
A science ship team has completed a task.
Alright, working together, the crew of the Tycoon and the team of the Calypso have prepared Ixion for connection. Final attachment protocols can be initiated via the EVA airlock. Now we can dismantle the surplus equipment at the Hephaestus site. And let's get a transmission.
Administrator, we have received a transmission from the Hephaestus PA, Olympia.
Tycoon, Ixion is now in
This is a very interesting transmission.
situation. You are not designed to calculate your own vol coordinates. Ixion will only permit you to use previously generated coordinates or to follow the vol signatures of others that have crossed self-similar space. To make your existence worthwhile, you will need to find the coordinates of the exoplanet that Protagoras is looking for, Remus.
Administrator.
Vanya was right about the echoes of the future. I bestow upon you this miracle, and with it, release myself so that I may embrace the sleep that was stolen from me.
That last paragraph is fascinating. Vanir was right about the echoes of the future. I bestow upon you this miracle, and with it release myself so that I may embrace the sleep that was stolen from me. Very, very curious. Okay, we have picked up the last cryopods. They're on their way to the station right now.
We are ready to follow the traces of the Protagoras
that's
through
unfortunate.
self-similar space using the frequencies recovered from Outer Hope's black box. Vol systems have been adapted for the new Ixion class engine. The Tycoon is now fully equipped to pursue our main objective.
So here's the new Ixion engine. Pretty much looks the same. I think these support struts are new.
Exoplanet named Remus.
Yeah, to make your existence worthwhile is definitely something a good guy would say. The station is not blowing up Jupiter. Right, all we're waiting on is this ship with the 23 cryopods it is carrying to make it back. Once it's there, I'm going to save the game. We're going to jump. I'll let you see where we end up. And that's where I'm going to end the stream. And I've had a lot of fun. Thank you all for hanging out and playing Ixion with me. Oh, we've got an event. Knee-high protocols are online. Stanford checks have been passed. The Ixion engine is fully integrated with Tycoon systems and we are ready for ignition. Vol jump coordinates can only be generated by computational machinery utilizing Fraus tachyons, a particle found in self-similar space. These calculations are one of the most valuable and best kept secrets of Dolus. Administrator, we have the jump coordinates to reach the last known location of the Protagoras. Well, the problem with the infirmary being offline is nobody gets fixed until it's back.
A science ship team has completed.
Everything is gathered in system apart from this stuff here, which we're going to grab really, really quickly. Crash. We have to jump from where we are, unfortunately. I don't think the game will let us jump from somewhere else. We have to jump from a point of interest. So I have to jump from a planet. That's the only place I can jump from. I can't move the Tycoon to the asteroid. I can. We could jump from the asteroid belt, but that's just as bad. I can't jump to any of these. I have to jump from like the debris field or Neptune. No matter where I jump from, I'm going to take something with me. So we'll just jump from Jupiter because at least it's just gas and not, like asteroids. So once our cargo ships have grabbed the last few things from Jupiter, we are getting out of here. That's it. Jupiter's got everything. We're just waiting for this ship to land and drop off its cargo. So I think it's going to land here. Yep, there it is there. Jumping off the last few people from cryopods. Jump from Earth again. We'll jump from where we are. So let's save the game. We'll call the save Stream 1 End. And are you ready for the jump? Goodbye, solar system. It's been good, but there's nothing left for humanity here. There's no survivors. There's not a single living person left apart from on Tycoon. Let's jump.
In accordance with Ralph Stanford procedures, all ships must return to the Tycoon before Volt jump initiation.
Don't worry if that cargo ship hasn't actually made it. It's not going to be left behind. We're just charging the engine right now. Again, the ship goes to battery power while we're charging the Tycoon engine, so if you don't have batteries built, you get blackouts. People get very angry when there's blackouts. You don't want blackouts. And we are ready to jump. Hang on to your hats. Now, I could have the stream there and not let you see what the next system looks like, but I'm not that much of an asshole. I'll just let you see the
Full
intro.
jump complete. Running preliminary diagnostics. Severe hull damage has been detected following self-similar traversal. Hypothesis: each vol jump causes irreversible damage to the Tycoon structure. Predictive modeling suggests that 4 more vol jumps are possible before the Tycoon breaks apart. New mission objective established. The Protagoras possesses coordinates of the habitable exoplanet Remus. We must find the Protagoras in order to reach our destination.
Alright, very quickly. Here is the solar system that we're in. We're in the Immortan system. It has some form of space weather here, and I'm not sure what type of star this is. It's a white dwarf, but it's putting out some sort of gas or something over here, which is another weather area that we have to deal with. So now we have weather effects in a solar system we have to deal with. Also, hull integrity. We are now at minus 40 hull at all times from jumping. Every time we jump, we lose another 20 hull, no matter what. It now means it's harder for us to repair the hull as well. But we have that space specialization tier 1, which makes things better. Anyway, I'm tired. I've had a really good stream. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will catch you in the next one. I've got the last episode of Project Wingman coming out this weekend. So I hope you're looking forward to that. For now, I'll catch you all later. Have a great weekend. Thank you so much for tuning in. And again, just see you later. Bye for now.